from the moment they score their first touchdown or make their first tackle. They dream of playing in the big game. Now, these young men live their dream. The best of the best, head-to-head in the Big 33.
You know, you have the #1 teams in the nation come from here and #1 teams in the nation come from Ohio. You know, in this game, and you get all the best players together, and it's a real battle.
You never really know what's going to happen. I mean, both states are good football teams. And hopefully this year will be a little better than what they were last year.
They're playing for the pride of their state, for the tradition of their school, and for the prestige of the Governor's Cup. It is the Big 33 Football Classic.
Slow down. What are you doing?
Tonight from Hershey, Pennsylvania, the sweet smell of chocolate blends with the sounds of football as nearly 18,000 fans get set for the Super Bowl of high school football. Hershey Park is the backdrop as the best of Pennsylvania go against the best of Ohio in the PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Mace, together with John Spagnola, and tonight you're going to see some of the best high school football players in the country. They're all headed for their respective colleges in just a couple of weeks, but John, not only do we have great talent here, we've got a lot of great tradition with the Big 33 Football Classic.
That's very true, Greg. You know, you always have high-quality skill position players in this football game. This year is no exception. The quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers are all very good, and with the rules, the way they're set up, it's very conducive for wide-open football. Last year, they scored 81 points total in this game. I expect a similar point production tonight.
Now, all of these guys they're superstars at their respective high schools, but we have the #1 player in the country tonight. He's headed for Penn State. He's LeVar Arrington.
Yes, and he's an exceptional athlete. He's going to play running back, wide receiver, scat back, slot back, linebacker. His coach wants him to touch the football 20 to 25 times tonight. He does everything. He painted the lines before the game. He's going to lead the band at halftime. Watch him tonight. He's very exciting.
And he's a terrific kid as well. Now, on the Ohio side, we have the #1 player in Ohio playing in this game. Derek Combs, also a running back.
That's right, Ohio Player of the Year. He's a running back. I expect Ohio to run the football a lot more tonight. As you can see, 6'2", 188. He can get outside fast and explode. Ohio has a real plethora of running backs tonight.
Let's show you what you're in store for tonight. We had a lot of big plays last year. This is really a big play game, John.
It certainly is. Nick Goings goes 90 yards here. He's going to join Derek Combs. That'll be his teammate at Ohio State. He broke the record for yards in this game. The Pennsylvania players watched film of this game last year. They're not very excited, and they want to revenge that loss last year. Of course, Ohio has different things in mind. You can see the recent series is tied at 2-2. Pennsylvania thinks it's their turn. Ohio has a different thought in mind.
All right, a lot of the folks from the Hershey Park enjoying the day. They're headed over to the stadium. We're expecting a big, big crowd. We're moments away from the opening kickoff as we get set for the tradition of the 40th annual PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic.
What makes Home State Pennsylvania Growth Fund attractive to you? High return. Home State Pennsylvania's average annual return since inception was 22.51%. And Home State has earned Morningstar's highest rating, achieving the top 10% of equity funds by using what we call the Home State Advantage. Call 1-800-232-OKPA or your broker. That's 1-800-232-OKPA. Get the Home State Advantage. Call today.
I was a little nervous.
Girls, we've got Ellie's father, who's with American Airlines.
The last thing I wanted
Mr. Anderson
was to come across as Ellie's dad.
Ellie's dad?
The digit head. You know, just talking technology. But they were into this stuff.
I want to go to London.
Everybody planned a trip on our website. And when I brought out the
beginning
seats,
to put the in-seat monitors into
it
the
was
planes.
great. They were really excited. It's funny. Back at the office, we're always thinking about the future. Today, I got to see it.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Novell Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
Some do's and don'ts you should know about truck performance. Which truck has the most powerful standard engine? Toyota Tacoma 4x4s do. They don't. Which truck outhauls and outtows the others? Tacoma 4x4s do. They don't. Which truck has the lowest projected repair costs? Toyota. And whose truck is rated best in initial quality? Toyota. All of which makes now a good time for you to do something. Toyota trucks. Simply the best.
Hershey Park Stadium, Hershey, Pennsylvania. The tradition continues. This is the 40th annual Big 33 Football Classic. Greg Mace together with John Spagnola live from the Hershey Park Stadium in Hershey, Pennsylvania. There are some rules to keep this game very competitive. Dennis Owens joins us from the sideline with them. Dennis?
This game, speed can hurt. In this game, speed can kill because of some rules variations going on. Each team must pass the ball 40% of the time at least, and somebody will be up there counting. Couple that with the fact that the secondary has to play man-to-man. Zone is a no-no. This could turn into a track meet in a hurry. And to keep the game close, the team that scores, if they're still behind by more than 9, they can get the ball back. Those are some of the rule variations in this game. Let's go back upstairs.
The coaches, both veterans of the high school wars. Jack McCurry, who is the coach of Pennsylvania. He's got a lot of great stats behind him, John.
He's going to throw the football a lot tonight, too. He said about 2-to-1 ratio of pass to run, so that should be very exciting.
And Vern Long, whose team has had a real good time. He's a friendly, happy guy, and he's enjoyed himself this week.
He really has. He's the president of the Ohio State Football Coaches Association, and he helped pick this team tonight, and he said they're going to have a little bit more balanced attack.
All right, here we go. This is the 40th annual game. Pennsylvania's always been involved. It's come in a variety of different forms. This is the 5th game against Ohio, and we are ready to go for the kickoff. This is Jason Flora. He actually plays for Vern Long. He's Vern Long's player in this game. He's from Westlake High School. He's headed the Clarion, and as you'll see throughout the game, all these guys are headed to college in the next couple of weeks.
That's a great way for them to tune up and match themselves against the kind of players they'll be going against for the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, here we go. Full house, and we're ready to go. The PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. Ohio in the white, Pennsylvania in the dark. These are the best players, the best high school seniors, headed for their respective colleges. Kick is taken deep. It is juggled momentarily. Taken by James Mungro, and he's knocked down across the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Pennsylvania. Here's the quarterback, Mike McMahon. Got a big arm. He's out of North Allegheny. He's headed for Rutgers, John.
Jack McCurry said he can throw the football 70 yards effortlessly. He kind of drops it a little bit. He doesn't have a real good form, but he gets it out there quickly, and most of the time it's on target.
And we're expecting them to throw the ball a lot, and as we told you in the open of the show, the go-to guy will be LeVar Arrington. Officials calling time and just resetting the play.
You can see Arrington right now, number 11. Pennsylvania is going to use a one-back attack. There's LeVar Arrington. He's going to line up all over the place on offense. Right now, he's in the slot position. Pennsylvania's going to try and mismatch him with that man-to-man defense Dennis Owens talked about all night long.
Mungro, a fumble, and McMahon picks it right up. A little miscommunication there on the first play of the game.
You got smuts on your lens. He's going to wait.
Here's the offensive line, and first the offensive backs. First of all, you'll see McMahon in there. Arrington, Mungro, Ertl, Jack Fletcher, and Gilmore. The offensive line, and they're all big. Jason Bassan goes 310. Mitchell goes 280. Anselina goes 287. Andrusek goes 295. Winsett goes 260.
Bassan's on his way to Penn State, and he probably has the most potential of all these players on the offensive line for Pennsylvania.
2nd down for Pennsylvania. McMahon with time, looks, throws, incomplete. John Gilmore, the intended receiver. Here's the offensive line, defensive line for the Ohio. There are a lot of big guys there. Salem Simon, 6'4", 242, one of the key players in that attack.
Sure did. Simon's one of the guys that they really have to account for. Tim Cheatwood, number 3, the free safety, 6'5". He'll roam that secondary all night long. But Simon is a guy that they have to account for with that offensive line. He can exert a lot of pressure, especially in 3rd and long in this situation right now.
3rd and 15.
There's that long, good arm.
Looking deep. Intended for Delrico Fletcher. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, you see how he just flicked that ball? I mean, he really did not wind up. He didn't take a lot of extra steps. McMahon just slides up there. Look, he just flicks this thing right out. Nice throwing motion. And that's one of those difficult situations where the receiver takes a little sharper angle than he should to the football.
So it's a punting situation here for Pennsylvania. And McMahon, who is the quarterback, is also the punter. Morgan Anderson will do the kicking, but Mike McMahon is the punter for Pennsylvania.
And the personal protector is Dan Ellis, the other quarterback. Watch for some hanky-panky later.
Chris Chambers on his own side of midfield. Tries to get across the 50. There he goes the other way.
Well, you better wrap him up.
Coy Wire came in and finally made the stop. So Ohio will get the ball. 10:44 left here in the first quarter. We're scoreless, and Ohio will come out with it. Andy Keating, the quarterback. He's 6'4". He's going to West Virginia. And the first man through is Sean Penny. Here are their starters. Sean Penny among them. Derek Combs is one of the go-to guys. David Mitchell, Chris Chambers, and Kirk Thompson, the tight end.
Real strong offensive line, too, for Ohio. The right side there, Jim Massey, Jason Brooks played together at St. Ignatius. Whenever you have two linemen who are used to playing with one another in the same offensive line, that gives you a distinct advantage in an all-star football game like this.
Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Keating with time, throws out in the flat. It's complete to Chris Chambers. He's dragged down, but it's a first down for Ohio. Travis Blomgren on the stop.
Being able to set that ball up on first down with a good running game up the middle. Then, of course, Chambers just on the quick hitch. And you know, in this kind of action with that man-to-man, you throw those hitches in front of the defenders over and over, and pretty soon you run into hitch and go. And I'm sure Ohio will set that up as the game progresses.
So it's first down for Ohio. We're early here in the first quarter of the Big 33 Football Classic live from Hershey. Give this time is again to Sean Penny. Ahmad McDonald made the stop. Sean Penny, a guy going to Ohio State University. Here's the defensive line, and Jim Ferrugio is one of the big guys on this line and one of the more popular players on this team. Goes 6'3", 228. And Coy Wire, one of our local guys from Cedar Cliff High School, he's going to Stanford.
The Renaissance man of this Pennsylvania squad. Two-time runner-up in wrestling, so you know he can tackle. We saw that on the punt return.
He's also into acting as well. Give us to Terrence Brown, his first carry of the ball game.
And a little bit of modeling, too, I think.
Exactly. He is the Renaissance man.
We can only hope that we could somehow emulate a young man like that.
Well, he's a great young man, and he is headed, as we said, for Stanford University. Ohio continues to drive here, and they've got a third down situation. Matthew Wagner into the ball game now. It's a lot of balance on this Ohio team, John.
There sure is, and this is one of those two-down situations. Ohio could go for a big play here and still try to convert a first down on fourth down.
Penny and Combs are in the backfield. Keating's going to keep it himself, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, I think one thing this defense for Pennsylvania didn't account for is Keating's a pretty good runner. And he can get outside of the pocket, throw the football well. But watch as he makes that handoff up the middle. Nobody on the Pennsylvania defense comes close to him. And finally, they figure out where he is. And actually, he just slips on the turf. Nobody really makes the tackle. Joe McKinney was the closest player there for Pennsylvania.
Ohio is driving 1st and 10. We're early here in the first quarter. Keating with time, looks, throws, complete. That's Matthew Wagner out of the left side up to the 15-yard line of Pennsylvania. Laban Marsh in on the stop.
Now, Laban Marsh has great speed. He shouldn't give this pass up as easily. He should challenge. He's 2nd in the state in the 100-meter dash. And I think he should play a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, take that kind of play away, and use his speed if the receiver tries to go by him. Use his catch-up speed.
2nd and 2 now for Ohio.
Ohio looks sharp. They're getting good yardage on first down, and that's helping them keep this drive alive.
He's on the ball.
Mixing it up. Andy Keating is the quarterback. He's got a great touch. He's played in a lot of big games, and we've seen his poise already. And a whistle as they hand the ball to Sean Penny, and a flag is down. The referee, Bob Newberry, top official in the state, and he's calling this one, and it goes against Pennsylvania.
It looks like a defensive lineman inside jumped offside, maybe made contact. Look inside and see if we can see who the culprit is. There's no reason, there was no contact, at least from that standpoint. See 78, Jason Besson in there.
Well, they got a first down on it, and it'll be 1st and 10. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Off the ball. Okay, you're off the ball.
Combs and Penny again in the backfield, split behind Keating. Combs finds a hole. First touchdown of the game belongs to Derek Combs of Ohio.
Well, you go to your player of the year in Ohio, right up the middle, although I think any number of running backs, including maybe you and I, could have run through that hole.
That was a great hole for Derek Combs, as you said, the player of the year. Great speed, John.
Yeah, it was a trap play inside. Combs went to the outside, came back inside, set up the trap play very well. And there was a gaping hole in the middle of that Pennsylvania defense.
Flora for the extra point. It is up, and it's perfect. You're watching the PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. Ohio first on the board. Derek Combs gives Ohio a 7-0 advantage.
It's a fantastic 5 for the Chicago Bulls. Celebrate the Bulls' winning ways forever in this thrill-packed video. Chicago Bulls 1996-97 NBA championship season. Plus, this limited edition Bulls 5-time champions Sports Watch. Both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Your free video shows how the Bulls did it their way. Your 5-time champion Sports Watch reminds you of all the good times. It just keeps on winning. What time is it? Both these sensational Bulls collectibles are free when you order 54 issues of SI for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 57% off the cover price. Use your credit card and you also get this special bonus, the SI Bulls Commemorative. Call now and get the ultimate Bulls collector set free from SI. There's no team like the Bulls, and there's nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Hi, I'm Rick Manning. In baseball, stats are everything. And one stat that is most impressive is Northern Ohio Bryant Dealers ERA. Energy efficient, reliable, and affordable. A Bryant 2-speed air conditioner is so efficient it can cut your energy bills in half. Or enjoy all the comforts of natural gas with a Bryant Plus 90i gas furnace. So when you're looking for comfort year-round, remember your Bryant Dealers ERA. Energy efficient, reliable, and affordable. Across America, folks call our Bryant dealers to the rescue.
Ohio on the board first against Pennsylvania. This is the annual Big 33 Football Classic. These are the best seniors from Pennsylvania against the best of Ohio. It's actually the best 34 players. It's 33 in the kicker. This is the 40th annual game. Ohio holds their own North-South game, but Pennsylvania does not do that, and Vern Long feels that perhaps gives his team a little bit of advantage. They've had 21 guys from that North-South game who have already played together in some form.
Yeah, I think that certainly helps you when you get some players together, and I think Ohio probably has a little better selection process than Pennsylvania does. Vern Long was intimately involved with every phase of the selection process.
Arrington, Wire, and Mungro again will be deep for Pennsylvania. Jason Flora will do the kicking. Pennsylvania would like to fire this crowd up just a little bit. Mungro spins and he's stopped across the 20-yard line. Chris Chambers made the stop. Well, here's the guy who made the big play in that first drive. He's with Dennis Owens. Dennis?
Derek Combs, he has Ohio on his front, but he should have it on the back. He was Mr. Ohio in high school. You scored the first touchdown. I guess that's the way to take the home field advantage out of this thing, huh?
Yeah, it was I seen the hole. I seen the cutback open because the hole was clogged up, so I just took it in the end zone.
And you have some hellos you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say what's up to C.J. Lamont and Jason back in Grove City.
And I'm sure the end zone said what's up to you. Good luck the remainder of the game.
Thank you.
Derek Combs, first touchdown.
And Dan Ellis is now in at quarterback. Dan Ellis out of Downingtown. carries it himself in the first play, and he's stopped by Chad Hillsman.
It's kind of interesting because Jack McCurry told us he was going to alternate his quarterbacks every 2 series, and actually both quarterbacks were going to, both coaches were going to do that. Going to look at Dan Ellis on his way to Virginia, George Welsh, who always runs a real nice balanced offense down there.
So he'll come out with 2nd and 7. He's got Arrington split out to the right side. Ellis, give. Mungro gets a couple of yards. James Mungro, who ran for more than 8,000. That is correct. 8,000 yards in high school with 114 touchdowns. Went to East Stroudsburg High School. He's going to Syracuse to be an Orangeman.
Yeah, he sure is. And you know, that nationally ranks number 5, 100 yards behind Emmitt Smith. So not only did he gain more yards than anybody in the state, he's up there with some pretty heady people from a national standpoint.
Emmitt Smith is a decent football player. He's not bad.
He can really help here tonight.
3rd and 3 now for Pennsylvania. Ellis, the quarterback, keeps, pitches. This is Arrington, first time he's touched the ball, and I think he's short of the first down.
And they wanted to get the football to him 20, 25 times. It's interesting they used the option to try and get him the ball. I'm not sure if Arrington didn't have an opportunity to just stay outside and get the first down. I think he was looking for the big play. Watch how he cuts underneath here, but it looked like he might have had some room just to the sideline to get to that first down marker.
Well, here's the 2nd straight series that Pennsylvania had to punt the ball away. This is not the way they wanted to start it. Terrence Brown and Chris Chambers will be deep. And again, Mike McMahon, who was the quarterback of the first series, is back into punt.
And again, a quarterback in that position in front of the punter. And that's rare that you see 2 players like that in that position.
Oh, they don't rush him. Here's Chambers. He's got great speed, but he's stopped as he approaches the 35-yard line. So Ohio gets another chance to put some more points on the board. 4:45 left. First quarter, and Ohio's got the lead.
Maggie Brown almost died today, but not fighting a fire. Her new doctor prescribed a drug that could have a fatal interaction with the medication she's already on. Rite Aid's LifeCheck computer caught it instantly, because both prescriptions were filled at Rite Aid. Life is filled with enough risks. Going to the drugstore shouldn't be one of them. No one makes more safety checks than Rite Aid.
Is now the time to get advice on college loans? At PNC Bank, we say the time couldn't be better. If you need financial aid, our Education Loan Center is devoted solely to helping you. In fact, since 1965, we've helped over 1 million families find the best way to pay for college. So call the Education Loan Center at PNC Bank, because there's no time like the present to prepare for the future.
The Honda 97 clearance has arrived. And just when you could use a new car. Timing is everything, isn't it?
Summertime football in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and so far the Ohio defense is #1 in this ball game, and they're doing just what they wanted to do as they came out. Now they've got the ball right back on offense. 1st and 10 for Ohio. Andy Keating still on a quarterback. Give us to Sean Penny. Gets about 4 or 5 yards. Another guy who's headed to Ohio State. Guy who played in this game last year, John, Andy Katzenmoyer. We were talking about him, about the fact that we talked so much about him, wondering if he would actually fit the bill, and he did that and then some. And we always see a great blue chip star in this game. Who's going to be the next Andy Katzenmoyer? Perhaps we'll find out tonight.
I'm sure we will. You know, I was worried that I might overhype him last year when I said he might start for the Buckeyes. He wound up being almost Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. It's the kind of year he had.
2nd and 7, Keating with time. The ball is deflected, and Chambers almost came down with it. Jim Ferrugio made the tip right there. Nice play by Ferrugio.
You know, Ron Graham, the linebacker inside there, had a look at the football. Penn State, actually, he was close to it. See if you can see number 3. He doesn't recognize where it is in the air, but he was standing very close to the football. Ferrugio with a great play, jumping up. And really, they've thrown about, what, 3 or 4 hitches in this game now. So defensive end, that's great recognition. He knows what they're doing. He sees the quarterback's 3-step drop, gets his hands up, creates a big play for his defense.
3rd and 7 for Ohio. David Mitchell split out this time. Wagner in motion. Pitch comes to Combs. Knocked out of bounds. He's short of the first down. Michael Jones knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good-looking play coming back to the weak side, the short side of the football field. The offense for Ohio almost outflanked that Pennsylvania defense. It was that good pursuit inside out by Michael Jones that prevented that from being converted for a first down. We'll see if Ohio wants to go for it. Doesn't look like there's very far to go, or they measure, oh, it's a first down.
First down. Well, we were full there. It looked like he was knocked out well before the first down, and they took a look at it, and they've got a first down. So Ohio continues to drive. 3:57 left in the first quarter, and Ohio with the football, and they've got a 7-0 lead.
See, right at the end of the play there, the ball's in the left hand, and he's stepping out right there, and they give him a very generous spot. You can see where his foot goes out, and when you look where the ball is, it's beyond that 44. It's at the 44.5-yard line. So very generous spot by the officials.
Keating with time, looks for Chambers, and another Ohio first down. Travis Blomgren knocked him out, but there's Chris Chambers again. He's headed for Wisconsin.
You know, we saw Chambers on the field. He's listed at 6'1". You and I were down on the sidelines, Dennis. We said, yeah, he's got to be at least 6'3", 6'4". We saw him next to Cheatham, and you know, he looked like he was almost as tall as him. And certainly one of the concerns for McCurry, the head coach for Pennsylvania, is the size mismatch of the receivers for Ohio against his cornerbacks. And so far, Ohio is winning that decidedly.
1st and 10 for Ohio. Ohio's already got 5 first downs here in the first quarter. Combs again, looking for the hole. Picks up about 3 yards. Richard Hamilton out of Central Dauphin on the stop, another local guy in this ball game. Chris May is the other local player for those of you watching on Channel 27. We also want to welcome those of you watching all over the country on Sports Channel Philadelphia, Sports Channel Ohio, and tonight live Sports Channel Chicago. And there is that edge of 5 first downs, none for Pennsylvania so far. They've had the punt on their first 2 series. 3:18 left here in the first quarter. And Vern Long has got to like what he sees so far. 2 backs this time behind Keating. Keating looking, going deep, and it's overthrown. Matthew Wagner was the intended receiver, but it wasn't even close.
That's because Dante Coles did a good job of playing bump and run defense at the line of scrimmage. That prevented Wagner from getting downfield. Even though he beat Coles out of his stance, Coles got enough of him that it threw off the timing of that football play.
Well, Pennsylvania's trying to get this crowd into the game, and if they can hold Ohio here on the 3rd down, they can certainly try to get this crowd in the game. This place is packed, and most of them, of course, are from Pennsylvania, but a lot of busloads of people have come from their respective high schools to watch their players, which is just terrific because it'll be their final game as a high school player. 3rd and 7 now. Keating looking, throwing for David Mitchell, and it's incomplete, so there's the 4th down that Pennsylvania was looking for.
That play was there. Mitchell slipped a little bit out of his break. Keating didn't look like he threw it with that much authority because he probably saw the slip. You can see right there Mitchell stumbling coming out of his break, but so was the defender at the time. That was Travis Blomgren coming out of his stance, slipping on the field a little bit. And you're right, you know, you got to get the fans fired up. Maybe we'll pass out some Hershey chocolate or kisses to these fans, give them a chocolate buzz, and if at least Pennsylvania doesn't get them in the game.
Well, if you've never been to Hershey, you can smell the chocolate in the air here. They're going for it on 4th down. Keating pumps, looks for Chambers. He's got it, but does he have the first down? I don't think so. Laban Marsh knocked him out of bounds. And Pennsylvania's going to get the ball right back.
Yeah, Laban Marsh did a nice job of recovering on that play on the wide side of the field, driving his helmet in and keeping Chambers from catching the ball. Once Chambers went up in the air and left his feet, it was all over for him. and Marsh did a great job of making contact and forcing him out of bounds.
So when we come back, Pennsylvania will get the ball back. Down 7-0.
Remember when the heavens were a spacey kind of place? Cosmic. The galaxy ignites with TLC. Crash into the solar empire and get a whole new spin on the universe. Move with fiery comets. Implode with supernovas. And dodge speeding asteroids. Solar Empire. All week beginning Sunday at 10 on TLC. Adventures for you.
$1,000, 10 $100 bills when you buy a used car at Autoland. You're going to get $1,000. Use it for your down payment. Use it to go on vacation. It's up to you. Selection, you can pick from Dodge, you can pick from Ford, you can pick from Chevrolet, General Motors products, sport utility vehicles, family vans, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drives. It doesn't matter. You get $1,000. Use it the way you want. It's for 1 week only. Autoland, I-79, Route 20 West in Erie.
The cable option everyone has been waiting for is here. It's called the Pay Bill Advantage. Erie Cablevision's Pay Bill Advantage allows you to automatically pay your monthly Cablevision bill out of your checking account, saving you time and aggravation because you never have to make out a check or mail a payment in again. Pay Bill Advantage is safe and easy and costs just 20 cents a month, while it saves you the cost of the stamp or a trip to the office. Watch for this form in your June bill.
If you'd like to see the entire Big 33 experience, is not only the game tape, but also all the stories we have done on WHTM Channel 27. Talk about the Scholarship Foundation, the Buddies, the band, the cheerleaders. It's all available for $33. All you have to do is send it to WHTM TV, Box 5860 Harrisburg, 17110, or call the Big 33 office. All the proceeds from that tape go toward the Big 33 Scholarship Foundation. A lot of activities this week, John. We say that this is much more than just a football game, and these guys get a great experience all week.
Sure do, with the buddy system. They stay with families in the area. They don't stay at hotels. They went and visit people at various places, people who are mentally handicapped. It was a great experience for all the players involved.
Well, in the first play, McMahon drops the ball, and a couple of miscommunications here between Pennsylvania's offensive line and their running backs, and we'll watch it again.
Well, I think it might have been a fumbled snap. Azolina is a tackle playing center, and I asked McCurry if that might be a problem. He said, no, he's had a good week, but, you know, practice is one thing. Watch McMahon get under there and see if he pulls out, and, you know, looks like he pulled out a little bit soon. Azolina out of Easton High School, has played every offensive line position, but tackle is probably his most natural position.
Brett Veach now into the ball game for Pennsylvania. McMahon still the quarterback. Give us to Mungrow. And he picks up about 5 yards. Jason Ott in on the stop for Ohio.
There's a guy you just want to see explode. You hear so much about him, and I think a lot of people are anxious to see whether or not the conference he played in, whether that was the reason why he gained so many yards, or if he's just that great a back. There he's got an idea. He's low to the ground. I'm hearing the Syracuse coaches want to play him as a true freshman, and he'll get a lot of carries here tonight. We can get an idea just how good he is.
So far, Arrington's only touched the ball one time.
For 1 yard.
3rd and 5 for Pennsylvania. Mungrow again. Short yardage situation, and he's short of the first down.
And the difference in the conversion there on the first down is the fumbled snap on first down of this series. They had 2 good plays on 2nd and 3rd down, but they're again short of the first down. Then this has been the pattern, somewhat disturbing so far for these Pennsylvania players.
Cheatwood and Caden in on the stop, and now Pennsylvania is forced to punt. Once again, they have not gotten much offensive flow, and really, as we said, they've only gotten the ball to Arrington one time. Under a minute left here in the first quarter. Greg Mace with John Spagnola. Dennis Owens will be with us on the sidelines talking to many of the players, and got a lot of great stuff coming up for you at halftime. We'll get a real inside look at this Big 33 experience and see what the game is all about. As we said, it's much more than a game. McMahon is the punter. Chambers calling for the fair catch, and he does make it. And as we said, Dennis Owens on the sideline with a special guest. Dennis?
Greg, this is obviously a home game for Pennsylvania, but that doesn't mean Ohio comes without any faithful. Matt Kuchar of Lakeside High School has brought a number of his teammates, high school teammates, with him. This is his mother, Becky. She's got the horn. As you can see, there are a whole group rooting section right here for Ohio, so Ohio is not alone in this football game. Let's go back upstairs.
They're having a good time. Thanks, Dennis. Give us to Sean Penny. Greg Zolman now into the ball game as the quarterback as they alternate series. There he is, Greg Zolman, who's going to Vanderbilt. He's a left-hander.
Yes, he is. What are you, Weidenhofer in his first year at Vanderbilt? You know, I was interested to see Vanderbilt made some foray into this Ohio squad. Wake Forest picked off a few players. They must do some good recruiting in the Ohio area. Jim Caldwell got a handful of players to go down to Wake Forest.
Well, that'll do it for the first quarter. And Ohio so far has not dominated on the scoreboard, but they've really dominated in ball control and really have controlled what they have needed to do so far. Hershey, Pennsylvania is the setting as we go to the second quarter of the Big 33 Football Classic.
Hershey, if you got it, got the taste for it. If we got it, we got the place for it. If you want it, a lot of that fun, sweet fun, then come and get it. You know that Hershey is the one. Hershey.
For your free guide to Hershey, the sweetest place on earth, and nearby Lancaster County just 30 minutes away, call 1-800-HERSHEY.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Novell Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
When you're looking for the best new car, you can get lost in a maze of information where deals go up in smoke and value is just an illusion. But the truth is, Toyotas are rated among the best, like this affordable Corolla with a 29-year history of exceptional value. Over 2 million are still on the road. And if you come in now, you could save hundreds. For the truth about value, see your Toyota dealer.
Every year, PNC Bank asks over 270,000 customers how we can do better.
Here's what they said.
Hey, give me account information around the clock.
We didn't. Put investment counselors in my neighborhood.
We're here.
Give me a really low-interest credit card.
You've got it. At PNC Bank, we never forget who really calls the shots.
And that's you.
Sun setting over Hershey, Pennsylvania, and a nice crowd is gathered here at Hershey Park Stadium. The annual Big 33 Football Classic, and Ohio has the 7-0 advantage, and they've got the football again. Harold Brown stopped.
Michael Jones knifed right through there from the free safety position. Now he's got to be at least 7 yards off the ball. One can only wonder how quickly he came from that safety position to make that tackle, but he sure got in there quickly. You know, they have officials up here in the booth to keep an eye on all the rules and regulations, and that's a great job. Question is, was Terrence Brown's knee down? He felt it wasn't, and he may have had a legitimate case.
We saw a play like that last year with Kenny Watson when he actually scored a touchdown off the play. Zolman is still the quarterback. Penny's in motion. That's who they're going to, but they overthrew him. And here's our first quarter statistics so far.
No surprise there, Pennsylvania, no first downs and only 11 total yards. And the balanced attack that we talked about from Ohio, 45 yards rushing, 42 yards passing, clearly dominating in this game so far.
Even though Pennsylvania's controlled the ball for more time, Ohio's certainly taken more advantage of the time that they've had the ball.
As Howard Cosell used to say, the most misleading statistic in football.
Well, they're going to have to punt. Little wobbly kick. Going to take a bounce. Picked up by Delrico Fletcher, and he's stopped as soon as he's picked up the ball. Richard Newsom on the stop for Ohio, and he's limping off the field. Well, you can see that Ohio State dominated the college-bound players. 8 Pennsylvania players are going to Penn State. There is 1 Ohio player that's going to Penn State. He's Joe Hardings, and he's got a famous brother who went there as well.
Right, Rutgers, Terry Shea did all right. I mentioned Jim Caldwell getting 4 players.
How about those Ivy League guys,
yeah,
John?
Harvard, Penn. We even called Stanford the Ivy League.
All right.
And Walt Harris got 3 players out of Pitt. We listened to him last night at what was a fabulous banquet, about 1,100 people in attendance.
Dan Ellis back at a quarterback. With time, looking, throwing, it's complete to John Gilmore, and a first down for Pennsylvania.
John Gilmore out of Wilson High School had the largest contingent of supporters here in the pregame introductions. Gilmore on his way to Penn State. Both of the Pennsylvania tight ends are on their way to Penn State. He's just another Penn State tight end. He's 6'5", 250 pounds strong. He can get open. That little bootleg action really hurt that Ohio defense.
Another famous guy from Wilson High School did all right for himself. Kerry Collins, who also played in this Big 33 game. First and 10 for Pennsylvania. Give us the Coy Wire. Gets about 3 yards.
3 tough yards for Coy Wire. You get a look at that young man. His legs are cut. He looks like a bodybuilder. Very strong legs, but he's surprisingly flexible.
Jason Ott made the stop.
Yeah, there wasn't much running room there, and Ott does a nice job of stepping up and making the play. But look at the strength, the leg strength. Just get a few more yards and winning by falling forward instead of backwards.
2nd and 7 now for Pennsylvania. They're across midfield. Wire still in the backfield. Ellis with a little bit of time and throws. He was under all kinds of pressure right there.
I tell you what, he's carrying out some play fakes and everything. By the time he turned around, it was like he was meat in the market with a bunch of dogs coming around him. Look at this. I mean, he drops back. There's a lot of action going on here, but in the meantime, everything's closing in. It's impossible to turn around and find a receiver.
4 guys surrounding him on that play, and that forces a 3rd down and 7 for Pennsylvania. They're down 7-0 here. We're early in the second quarter. Greg Mace, John Spagnola, and Dennis Owens live from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Thanks for being with us here. 40th annual Big 33 Football Classic. Strader's in motion to the top of your screen. And that's who they go to. Strader tries to find some running room and can't. Another swarming defense right there. They stopped by Salem Simon.
As you said, they got the ball. Well, Arrington, see Arrington in the backfield, number 11. They're trying to get the whole team on defense to go after him. Nobody really buys the fake. And they come back in and get Victor Strader. So that deception play did not work for Pennsylvania, using Arrington as a decoy.
Well, on 4th and 5, they've got to get something going. They don't want to punt it away again, so across midfield, Pennsylvania will go for it. 4th down and 5. Ellis the fake, looking, time, looking deep. Deron Fletcher just short of the goal line. Delrico Fletcher, great catch.
Delrico Fletcher gets open downfield. A big play on 4th down. Finally ignites some of the fans here and gets Pennsylvania back in this football game. Good pass downfield. Fletcher had the defender beat. That looked like it was Jason Boykin on the coverage. You can see that differential in size right there, and the fact that he's a couple yards behind him. Boykin recovered to prevent the touchdown, but Pennsylvania with their first big play of this game.
And they've got them all the way to the 1-yard line. Certainly, clearly the biggest play of the game so far for Pennsylvania, and that's could put them right back into the ball game. Delrico Fletcher out of Woodland Hills High School. He's going to Rutgers University.
And the good thing Dan Ellis did too, as the quarterback, was not overthrow that. He let the receiver catch the football.
Arrington, touchdown Pennsylvania. Well, the second time he touches the ball, he gets them on the board. LeVar Arrington with a touchdown for the Pennsylvania All-Stars.
Yeah, Arrington tried to get some air in there. You see Kyle Cade at 43 come through, play off his block real well, but by there, That time Arrington had enough of momentum to get into the end zone.
Morgan Anderson will look to add the extra point.
Looks like there's a player down on the field for Pennsylvania. Down on his knees. We'll see who that is as soon as we get a chance.
There's the player down, and appears to be Matt Winsick. Looking over perhaps his leg or ankle right there.
He started at right tackle in this game. Number 62, Matt Winsick, from James Coughlin High School. Greg Skrepenik, the guy that he looks after and admires, grew up in the same area and follows his career.
So Pennsylvania goes 6 plays, 63 yards, took them just over 2.5 minutes, and Jack McCurry's got to be finally happy with the way LeVar Arrington has gotten his team on the board. He happens to be LeVar's high school coach and obviously started all 4 years for Jack McCurry.
He's now sent 15 players over his career as a coach to this Big 33 game. This will be his 20th season as a head coach, and surprisingly enough, Greg, you and I found out he's the principal of his high school.
He has got a lot of responsibilities. Well, let's go down to Dennis Owens with a guy who scored the touchdown. Dennis?
LeVar Arrington, you guys really looking a little sluggish in the first quarter. How big a touchdown was this for you?
I think it's a big touchdown because that finally gets us off the ground. I just think we're a little nervous right now. Once we get them jitters out, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
And LeVar's headed to Penn State, and you can tell that by his arm. Take a look at the mighty big bicep and the tattoo that is there. You got the nice Nittany Lion. I guess you're getting ready for Penn State, huh?
Getting ready. We're trying to win this one first, though.
Let's go back upstairs.
They played the Penn State fight song right after LeVar scored that touchdown, and he was the #1 player in the country in many magazines, USA Today, the most highly recruited player, but he said he wanted to go to Penn State because of all the great tradition and values that Joe Paterno expressed to him and that he has seen over the years. Here's Morgan Anderson to add the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So Pennsylvania has tied it up. Midway through the second quarter, Hershey, Pennsylvania, the Big 33 Football Classic.
There's an advanced medical procedure going on here at this clinic. It's called microsurgical hair transplantation. If you're a man or a woman suffering from a hair loss problem, now you can receive free information and find out about the medical procedures available for hair loss that may grow your own hair back. This is an actual client who's had microsurgery. This is his own real growing hair. Under the direction of a medical doctor, microsurgical hair transplantation allows us to literally transplant your own hair to other balding or thinning areas. Microsurgical hair transplantation may be the answer for you. Find out by calling for free information now.
For a free brochure, call Vanscoy Hair Clinic now in Cleveland, Columbus, and Ashland. Don't wait. Call the toll-free number on your screen now. Vanscoy is a licensed member of HRG.
How does the Window and Door Factory give you the highest rated replacement windows at such a low price?
Simple. We eliminate the middleman. This allows us to install our windows in your home for far less than what most dealers charge for a much lower rated window. And that's why we say at the Window and Door Factory, you'll always, always, always get the best price.
For a limited time, take 20% off our exclusive replacement windows. The Window and Door Factory. Call us right now for a no-obligation estimate.
Welcome back to Hershey, Pennsylvania, the Big 33 All-Star Classic. There's Matt Winsick on the sideline getting his ankle tended to, and you can see where Kyle Caden on that touchdown wrapped up the ball carrier and then fell onto Winsick number 62's ankle. You can see he got rolled up on. Doesn't look terribly serious, but that is the difficult part about playing offensive line. You're always prone, those knees, those ankles are getting rolled up from behind as you're extended and driving that defender, and that's how a lot of these players get hurt. It doesn't look like he's very seriously hurt, though, thankfully.
Look at James M. Coughlin is headed to Virginia Tech. So we've got 8.5 minutes left here in the second quarter, and the crowd's starting to get into it. And as LeVar Arrington said, maybe they came out a little bit tight, a little bit nervous.
You know, LeVar wasn't quite as animated as we've seen him. I think he's sucking air a little bit tonight. It's a hot night. It's a little bit muggy. Or he's concentrating. You know, that's
not a problem.
I heard McCurry certainly say game time, crunch time. This guy turns it on and plays well.
Morgan Anderson will do the kicking again for Pennsylvania. Well, Spiral comes up a little bit short. Takes a bounce. And they work the ball across to about the 36-37 yard line. Ryan Mason picked it up. Check it was Suggs, and here's Dennis with an update on Winsick. Dennis?
Well, as you see, Matt Winsick is actually running. Everybody that's a fan of Virginia Tech can rest easy. It's just an ankle. He will be back in the game. He got a new taping. He's feeling okay. Looks good. He'll be back.
And Mark Francis, the trainer, is working with him right now.
Well, we'll have some time to rest because Ohio's got the football. Greg Zollman back in at quarterback. 1st and 10 for Ohio, tied at 7. Zollman back, throws, incomplete.
That ball would have been incomplete anyway. David Mitchell was running a streak pattern. You see Zollman working that out right now with his coaches on the sideline. Mitchell on a streak. Zollman throws a quick out. Nobody was there anyway. He got batted or he got thrown end over end. I don't know. Whatever it was an ugly play.
These guys don't get a whole lot of time to work together. Ohio only worked one day in pads. They were a loose group. I'll tell you, they were having a lot of fun in practice all week long. They've got a 2nd and 10. Zollman again. Give us to Terrence Brown. Picks up about 5 yards for Ohio. Terrence Brown not only loves to play football, Terrence Brown says he's a great chess player. Loves to play chess.
I tell you, I like the way his shoulders are square, the way he hits up in the hole there. He ducks his shoulder when he's about to get hit. Joe McKinney with the stop on him. Terrence Brown off to Minnesota, play for Glenn Mason. Came over from Kansas to run that program. Mason, you know, the year before was talking about going to Georgia, and then he changed his mind, and now he's up in Minnesota this year.
3rd and 4, Ohio's converted 2 of 4 third down attempts. Sean Penny will try to convert this one. And he does, and it's a 1st down for Ohio across midfield. Laban Marsh made the stop.
Sean Penny did a great job of knowing he was on the short side of the field. He had a long way to run. He used his speed on that quick play again. Gets a good block out in front of him by Jason Brooks, 76. And he stretches that defense as far as he can to get to the 1st down marker. Just keeps stretching and stretching, and finally gets that 1st down.
Mitchell and Chambers split out this time. Zollman to give us to Penny. Picks up a couple of yards up the middle.
Boy, Penny again up the middle. Pretty good size back himself, 6'2", 215. You look at him, and then Derek Combs is 6'2", 188. They're both going to Ohio State. Pepe Pearson's in Ohio State. Does John Cooper have some talent or what? I mean, geez whiz. The Buckeyes are going to have a lot of people coming in this year, and certainly those positions and those backup positions and those starting positions, they just keep cranking out the great players. Guys like Vern Long keep supplying them.
Well, a lot of these guys feel it sets the tone for the Penn State-Ohio State rivalry, perhaps. Here's Terrence Brown. He's going also to the Big Ten. He's going to Minnesota. And he gets up to about the 40-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd down for Ohio, and they've converted 3 of 5 so far in this football game.
You know, you're right about that. You have to catch yourself doing this broadcast every year, as we've done at least the last 2 years, not saying that the Buckeyes and the Nittany Lions as you watch this game unfold.
Here are the Pizza Hut Big 33 cheerleaders. They are some of the top cheerleaders from all over the state of Pennsylvania. And a lot of the Pennsylvania cheerleaders actually are cheering for Ohio. They've kind of bonded with that side as well, and it's a lot of camaraderie and just everybody having a good time this week. Terrence Brown trying to get that 1st down, and it looks like he may have gotten it. And he does. So they convert it again, and Ohio continues to drive 7-7 with 5:43 left. And John, they're just continuing to plug away with some good running backs.
Yeah, even though they have to throw 40% of the time, you know, they don't necessarily, it doesn't deny them the opportunity to run the football off that right side. That's where they feel they have an advantage. And I think the Ohio team, at least from looking at them in practice, looking at Pennsylvania, they definitely had more size, bigger guys from top to bottom in the offensive and defensive line than Pennsylvania does.
1st and 10 for Ohio. Goldman looks downfield, looking deep. Chambers had it in his hands and deflected away. Travis Blomgren was right there.
Yeah, Blomgren did a decent job as a corner, locating the football, squaring his feet, getting ready to make a play. No question about it, Chris Chambers had the first opportunity to catch this football. If he does it cleanly, he probably has a reception. But you can see right there that Blomgren did a nice job of hanging in there, finding the football, battling, keeping his feet, and being in position to knock it away if he had to.
So many of these kids are used to playing zone in high school. Here you've got to play man-for-man defense. Can't switch.
No, you sure can't. By formation, you can really get isolated in this game.
2nd and 10 now for Pennsylvania. Goldman again, going to the air. Derek Combs running over people, trying to break away, and he almost did, but kind of got thrown back, and he's short of the first down.
Yeah, Joe McKinney again with a great job in the open field. I thought that he wasn't going to be able to make that tackle, but he was able to hold on at the end on Derek Combs. I was surprised about that. There he is, inside out, showing good form inside. Really held on and used that strong right hand to pull Combs back, and actually lost a yard after the tackle. There he is to the 30-yard line. By the time he got spun around, he went from the 29 back to the 31.
3rd and 3, and Ohio's been clutch on these 3rd down conversions. Let's see if they can do it this time. Looks like they may have gotten it. Terrence Brown, the ball carrier, and I think they may measure this one. Oh, he got the first down again. Boy, they are converting these 3rd down situations, controlling the football, and Ohio's doing a great job on offense. 7-7. 4 minutes left here in the first half of play, and there's the 3rd down conversions. 5 of 7 Pennsylvania has yet to convert.
They did have the 4th down conversion, though, and that set up the touchdown.
Brown's out in the slot to the left. Goldman going to the air again, looking downfield, throws, and it is incomplete. Matthew Wagner, the intended receiver, and Blomgren right there again.
Again, Blomgren beat, but he recovers and makes a play. You got to admire that young man's tenacity. Outsized both times, hangs with his position. Good pass by Zomack right down the middle, and that's a nice ball to throw. Maybe a little bit behind, and that allowed Blomgren to recover.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Mitchell and Wagner back into the ballgame. There's Travis Blomgren, another guy going to Penn State. Goldman back to the air, under pressure, looking downfield, throws, intercepted by Blomgren. Waiting, cutting, Travis Blomgren.
He's got 4.4 speed. Tell you what. Very impressive play by Travis Blomgren out of Central Bucks West. And boy, they've had some good football teams over the years.
Biggest defensive play so far for Pennsylvania. They're getting some of the momentum back. 7-7 late in the 2nd quarter.
Listening to someone's heart means more than just listening through a stethoscope.
I don't hear just their heartbeat, but I also hear the heartbeat of everyone who's dependent on that heart.
You don't actually care for a person's heart, you care for a person.
All of the people that we see are different. All of them are quite unique. All their problems are different.
You really need to get to know the individual patient and his or her family to find out what it really means to them to be living with a chronic illness.
What makes a good physician is both being able to have an understanding and an appreciation for both the science and the art of medicine. The textbooks will give you a lot of information about the science of medicine, but it's really, it's experience and it's compassion that teaches you about the art.
The doctors at Penn State Geisinger take the time to know your heart. Perhaps that's why so many of them were chosen as some of the top doctors in America.
We need to establish a caring relationship, and that for me is the essence of listening to a patient with heart disease.
Toyota wants you to drive a new Camry.
Lease your Camry now for only $242 a month with $1,500 down. Your trade could cover the entire down payment, and you get a Camry with air conditioning, cruise control, power windows, locks, and more. You ain't seen nothing yet. Lower your payments to $220 a month with $2,000 down. Your new Camry has anti-lock brakes, a full-size spare, and more. Or you can still buy your Camry for less than last year. So get a new Camry today. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, there is Greg Zollman, who threw that interception, obviously disappointed, but they're rotating in and out. Been a close ball game so far, and you come back, you recover, and we're tied at 7 as we've got 3.5 minutes left here in the second quarter of play from Hershey.
Sitting next to Jason Brooks, number 76. Always nice to have a big lineman next to you when you mess up.
Well, coming up at halftime, we're going to have a lot more activities here. We're going to hear from the Big 33 band, and Dennis Owens will take us behind the scenes and look at all the great work that the Big 33 does with their scholarship foundation, and a special look at a special group of fans, the Big 33 Buddies. It's all coming up at halftime. McMahon back in at quarterback. Kept it himself. Well, here's the guy who's the defensive hero of the moment. He's with Dennis Owens. Dennis?
Travis, you're supposed to be scared about this one-on-one defense, man-on-man. That's supposed to hurt you defensive backs. You seem to be flourishing.
Well, no, it's tough out there, man-to-man. I mean, you're limited. You can't play zone coverage out there, so it's pretty tough. But just try and mix it up and give the quarterback hard to read, but it's still tough.
Dare I say that the momentum might be shifting toward Pennsylvania after a sluggish start?
Possibly.
Let's go back upstairs.
Well, it's obviously pretty humid down on that field. 2nd and 8 for Pennsylvania. Arrington is in the back. He's the lone back. And he's got the football. LeVar Arrington. Well, now we can see what Mr. Arrington can do.
Yeah, sometimes you got a player like that and you get a little too cute. You know, you put him in a wing back, you put him here, you put him there. Maybe just line them up, and they said the draw play with all the passing Pennsylvania would do tonight would be an effective play. And there, Arrington, just give him the football and let him make things happen. Great job up front. Azalina, the center, gets a good block. You can see a lot of people sealed off downfield. Andrzejczyk, number 73, was downfield. That means he made a good block. And I think that's, the biggest running play, no doubt, tonight for Pennsylvania.
And a first down for Pennsylvania. 2:19 left here in the first half of play. We're tied at 7 apiece. We're live in Hershey Park Stadium tonight. Summertime football, the Big 33 Football Classic. McMahon looking. And he's looking right in the face of a couple of big Ohio defenders. Jim Barker made the big stop right there along with Chad Hillsman.
One of the things that's concerning about that is McMahon's trying to buy some extra time. Now here's where LeVar Arrington's got to help him out. Watch number 11. He slips out to the side now. Now he thinks the play's thrown or over. He's standing there, and his quarterback's under pressure. That's where you guys keep his head in the game. And maybe he's doing too many things, offense, defense, everything else, but it doesn't hurt to keep your head in the game and help your quarterback out if you can. So LeVar Arrington, with a mistake, a mental mistake, and really due to a little bit of lack of hustle.
2nd and 18 now for Pennsylvania. McMahon rolling to his right, looking. Can't find anybody. He was only going to get a couple of yards. Couldn't find an open receiver, and McMahon had to take it himself, and Joe Cooper makes a big stop right there.
Joe, how much do you like to wrap up those quarterbacks in the open field? That was a big hit by Cooper.
There's a guy who had 157 tackles in his senior year.
Yeah, I thought McMahon had just a chance to throw it up for grabs, but I guess at 7-7 he didn't want to. But see Cooper come over and just lay the wood on him, as they say in defensive meeting rooms. Boom. Good hit.
Well, Joe Cooper says he's a very confident young man. He's also another one of the players headed to Ohio State. There is Joe Cooper over on the sidelines as Ohio takes a timeout. He went to Independence High School, one of the many players going to Ohio State University. This game has taken a number of forms over the years. The last state to play Pennsylvania was Maryland, and having grown up in Maryland, I can tell you they're not really into high school football as much in Maryland as they are in Ohio and Pennsylvania in terms of nighttime games. It was a great series. This is the 5th year for this series against Ohio, but we've really only had one game that came right down to the wire a couple of years ago in 1995 that ended on a last-minute interception by Pennsylvania. The games other than that have kind of been dominated by one team or the other, but tonight 7-7 tie, even though Ohio has kind of controlled the ball a little bit more. It's been an even game on the scoreboard.
And they stopped, was it in 1976? They stopped the Pennsylvania-Ohio format for a while. They went east and west, and then they played Maryland. They did some other things. And as a player, grew up as a high school player, being used to Big 33 meant playing Ohio. I'm happy to see everything back the way it is.
Well, there's been a lot of support in the state of Ohio, and even though they have their own All-Star game, they've really given this game a lot of support as well. Penalty flags are down on the McMahon pass to Arrington. Oh, he almost had it. Well, we've got markers downfield, upfield, back when the play began.
Well, you get even though this play is going to wind up with a no gain or negative because of the penalty, you get a sense of two things. Mike McMahon's arm threw that ball about 40 yards across his body without any leg motion, and Arrington's catch-up speed. It's an illegal procedure against Pennsylvania, but Arrington ran that football down. He didn't make the play. Watch McMahon first, arm strength, thrown back against his body, under pressure, look at that, and then Arrington just running that thing down, and that ball hits, bounces off his face mask, and falls harmlessly to the ground. Arrington reminds me a little bit, Greg, of and he doesn't play the same position, but Lawrence Taylor. He has that swagger, he's got that look, he's got that upper body strength, the speed, the whole thing. When I see him, I really see a young Lawrence Taylor. It's a bit scary. Here's the thing, I was always scared of Taylor.
Well, he wants to play defense. He wants to play strong safety at Penn State. Now, whether or not, Coach Paterno eventually moves him somewhere else remains to be seen, but
I think right now he's looking to play strong safety or free safety in that Penn State defense from my conversation with him.
Well, McMahon will be in the punt here on 4th and 15. We're under a minute left here in the first half.
Go, Michael, go, Michael!
Nice high spiral. And they'll call for a fair catch. Goes Terrence Brown. So Ohio will get one last shot with 45 seconds left. First half.
The University of Cincinnati, nestled in the hills of southwest Ohio, is now accepting registration for an intense 6-week crash course. Participants can spend Saturdays at the mall. Class size is limited to 35,000, so hurry and get your tickets before the line falls.
You see Bearcat football, you gotta see it. Call 556-CATS and order your season tickets now.
The big one is back at #1 champion Ford. Bigger and better than ever before. Just announced Ford factory rebates of $1,500 on all 97 cars. During the next few days, you can take advantage of historic new car savings of up to $5,100. Brand new 97 Ford cars as low as $59.77 or financing as low as 1.9%. Payments as low as $126 a month. Hurry, it doesn't get much bigger than this. $1,500 Ford factory rebates on all 97 cars. Only at #1 champion Ford.
$1,000, 10 $100 bills when you buy a used car at Autoland. You're going to get $1,000. Use it for your down payment. Use it to go on vacation. It's up to you. Selection, you can pick from Dodge, you can pick from Ford, you can pick from Chevrolet, General Motors products, sport utility vehicles, family vans, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drives. It doesn't matter. You get $1,000. Use it the way you want. It's for 1 week only. Autoland, I-79, Route 20 West in Erie.
45 seconds left in the first half. Greg Mason together with John Spagnola and Dennis Owens here from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Ohio gets one last shot at getting on the board here with 45 seconds left. Keating gives us to Combs. Derek Combs gets a tough 5 yards.
Boy, for a second there, you had the feeling Combs could run right toward us, toward the camera, and squirt out of that thing. He might have had some open field, but didn't quite happen.
Big, tough runner. Another guy headed to Ohio State. He was the player of the year in Ohio. And we'll take a look, and now Ohio's going to try to get one more quick playoff as Derek Combs got that one. Out in the flat to Mitchell. Across the 40-yard line. They've got a quick first down, and Ohio will call timeout. try to perhaps throw one deep downfield with 9 seconds left.
They're out of timeouts, at least on the scoreboard.
It looks like they ticked it off as they took that one, perhaps. So Andy Keating goes over to talk with Vern Long, and they certainly have the potential to make a big play. We saw a lot of big plays last year, not as many big plays so far this year. But the ones that we have seen are big ones, have certainly counted big time. Delrico Fletcher with that big reception to set up the Arrington touchdown. Derek Combs scored midway through the first quarter to put the Ohio team on the board first, and we're 7-7 here with 9 seconds left.
I think if you look at the Ohio team tonight, you know, they had a very efficient first drive, 53-yard drive, scored a touchdown, and every other drive it seems they stopped themselves, either with turnovers, not quite converting a first down or whatever. I don't really get the impression that Pennsylvania's shutting them down. I think they're hurting themselves more than anything here tonight, and I'm sure Vern Long will point that out to his team at halftime.
All right, so now Andy Keating moves back up to the football. Jack McCurry comes off the field. You'll be hearing from him as he leaves the field with Dennis in just a moment. We'll get his analysis of this first half. One shot. Looking to throw this one up here. Keating. Let her rip. Looking downfield. He's got Combs open. Derek Combs. Touchdown, Ohio.
And you know, you ask yourself, how does that happen? And it's because of the rules of this game. You have to play man-to-man defense. They got a mismatch there. Combs on Michael Jones, a free safety. He had to cover him one-on-one, and you wind up with a touchdown inexplicably with 9 seconds left in the game. And actually, there's no time left right now. Michael Jones, see number 7 on the left side of your screen, overplays the football inside. And Combs gets the lucky bounce off his shoulder pads, but he makes the play, and Ohio takes the lead at halftime.
Wow.
And Jones, you know, he could have lined up 50 yards deep, but he has to be within a certain number of yards of the line of scrimmage, and they can't play zone in that situation.
Florida add the extra point, and he does, and well, it's what they wanted to do. 3 plays, 72 yards, and the 56-yard touchdown catch by Derek Combs. Dennis Owens with Coach McCurry. Dennis?
Coach, I guess that's every coach's nightmare, last play before the half, and something like that happens.
It's not smart football. You know, we went out and we told everyone to go back, and you can give anything in front of you to the goal line, so we just didn't play very smart.
After a sluggish start, it seemed you guys rallied with a little momentum there.
Well, we were a little rattled at the beginning. They're running the ball against us more than we anticipated, so we're going to have to pick it up a little bit in the defensive front.
What do you tell the team at halftime?
Pick it up.
Let's send it back upstairs.
Well, they'll have to pick it up. John, here's the big play.
Yeah, again, Derek Combs one-on-one on Michael Jones. Jones did not drop back far enough as his coach had wanted. And Ohio winds up with a lead at halftime by a touchdown.
Coming up, lots of halftime activities. Dennis Owens will take us through the Big 33 experience. 14-7 Ohio.
There's something scaring the other car makers. It's been called one of the finest family cars in the world. Its destiny is to become the best-selling. It's the redesigned 1997 Toyota Camry. With more power and more room than Accord, more legroom and headroom than Taurus, more safety features and more models with standard anti-lock brakes than either Accord or Taurus. And it's actually priced less than last year. Camry, such a good value, it's frightening.
Is now the time to get advice on college loans? At PNC Bank, we say the time couldn't be better. If you need financial aid, our Education Loan Center is devoted solely to helping you. In fact, since 1965, we've helped over 1 million families find the best way to pay for college. So call the Education Loan Center at PNC Bank, because there's no time like the present to prepare for the future.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Novell Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
Maggie Brown almost died today, but not fighting a fire. Her new doctor prescribed a drug that could have a fatal interaction with the medication she's already on. Rite Aid's LifeCheck computer caught it instantly, because both prescriptions were filled at Rite Aid. Life is filled with enough risks. Going to the drugstore shouldn't be one of them. No one makes more safety checks than Rite Aid.
Welcome back to the Big 33 Football Classic. A shocker. Last second of the first half, Ohio scores a long touchdown. They lead this game, a very entertaining game, 14-7. But this is about much, much more than a football game. All week, these players are paired with special needs buddies. Frankly, it is one of the most emotional moments of the entire week. And last week, we caught up with the Ohio team as they met up with their buddies. Big 33 football players are physical specimens. They are swift, they are strong, they are graceful. They challenge their bodies every day, and every day their bodies respond. We are not all so blessed.
It's a special day for them, and I will guarantee it'll be a special day for you. And then when
each year during Big 33 week, the physically gifted share their field with the physically challenged.
How you doing?
It is memorable for both.
It's wonderful, you know. It's time for us to give back, you know, and all the talent and athleticism that we have, you know, they can't partake in that. So, you know, it just draws a tear to my eye that, you know, that we give back and show the love, you know, that we have.
Oh, nice kick. Nice shot. Give me 5. All right. Nice shot. George got beat.
You're going to root for the Ohio team, aren't you?
Yeah.
Now, do you mind rooting for the Ohio team even though you're from Pennsylvania?
This is something she looks forward to from the day this one ends till next year. She loves people, she loves being around the players and making new friends.
What's your hobbies?
Football, basketball.
Oh, you know basketball?
Yeah.
I can't play that good.
The players, too, get new friends and perhaps a new realization that the human spirit is much stronger than the human body.
He's standing right here beside me, and I thank you very much, and he's my buddy.
God, I love her. She's adorable. And, you know, I think it's true. You can't have enough buddies. The Pennsylvania team has buddies. Go ahead, give it a cheer, folks. Buddy system, one of the very special aspects of the Big 33 game. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to see another important aspect of this game. That is the scholarships that this game helps provide. It is 14-7, Ohio at the half. Back with more in just a moment.
Want an adjustable bed, but don't think you can afford one? Then you haven't priced Craftmatic adjustable beds lately. Craftmatic Model 2 beds cost hundreds less than these quality flat beds. And this Craftmatic Model 3 is available at 50% of Craftmatic 2's low cost. 50%. Craftmatic Model 3 and 2 beds adjust to all these healthful positions and offer optional heat and massage, yet cost less than these quality flat beds. Get our free catalog by mail, including information on Craftmatic 3s at savings of 50% of Craftmatic 2's low cost.
Hello, I'd like to receive your free catalog and 50% information by mail.
Certainly, sir.
It's easy, so call for this free catalog right away.
Call toll-free 1-800-852-9600. That's 1-800-852-9600. Toll-free 1-800-852-9600. Call now.
We got next.
The Rockers take on the Mercury's Nancy Lieberman-Klein July 31st at 7. Lower bowl tickets starting at just $6 are on sale now.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Sports Radio WKNR beefs up its heavyweight lineup with Cleveland's toughest 1-2 punch. Don Imus returns to Cleveland. It's Imus in the morning, 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. and 10 a.m. till 2. Ronnie Duncan joins the Sports Radio 1220 All-Star Team. A sports knockout. Cleveland's 1-2 punch. The I-Man, morning 6 till 10. Ronnie Duncan, weekdays 10 till 2. Only on Sports Radio WKNR.
Welcome back to halftime of the 40th annual PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. Ohio shockingly takes a 14-7 lead at a half. Things were going quietly, 7-7 game. Ohio scores on the last play of the first half, and we're going to show you that in just a few moments. On the field behind me, we have some all-star cheerleaders. High school cheerleaders from their various schools picked because they're very, very good, and they come out here and cheer on the various teams, but they practice as one cheerleading unit. Big 33 attracts the best football talent, no question about that, but this is a game also about academics. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in academic scholarships, not just for athletes, but for students looking to continue their education. We found out this week that the money is going to some quality young people.
That's from a math contest that I was in, Presidential Education Award.
If Don Todt is America's future is bright.
This is the award that I got for conversation and excellence.
Todt is one of the top students from Northern High School, but that is just the beginning. Don's in the marching band and choir, speaks French fluently, and writes a column for the school newspaper. Here's a sample.
Here's a reminder that harkens back to the blissful days of October. Yes,
Todt also runs indoor and outdoor track. When he's home, which is rare, he lives with his mother in Dillsburg. His father died when he was 12.
The various organizations that he's belonged to, whatever, have definitely shaped who he is. And he's got a lot of talents, and he's been able to develop them through his various activities.
Todt is not afraid to get his hands dirty. He has a summertime job at Book of the Month Club, saving the money for college. Don is headed for Western Maryland. His Big 33 scholarship will also help him realize the dream of being a high school history teacher.
I was sitting in a class with a teacher that I could tell really didn't care about what they were doing, and I wasn't really getting anything out of it. And I thought to myself, you know, there has to be a better way to do this. There has to be something better that can be done. So I kind of took it as a personal challenge to help people out.
I have a feeling Don Todt is going to be helping a lot of people out. You know, a lot of folks like to talk and badmouth the youth of America, but when you see people like Don Todt, it certainly is heartwarming. And when you see some of the football players on this field, that is heartwarming too. These guys are not just great football players. Many of them, and I've spent the entire week with them, are some outstanding people. And right now we have an outstanding football game going on. It is halftime, and Ohio leads 14-7 thanks to a last-second touchdown. And we are going to go to those highlights in just a few minutes and show you how Ohio took the lead shockingly at the end of the half. But there are also some outstanding folks on the field behind me. They are the all-star band, like the all-star cheerleaders. These folks were randomly picked. They're all-star band members from their various high schools, and they're here to perform for you now. Take a listen. The outstanding Big 33 All-Star Band, a theme from Star Wars they're playing. We have an excellent war going on the field, and we're going to share some of the outstanding highlights with you in just a moment. 14-7, Ohio has the lead. We will be back with much, much more from Hershey Park Stadium in just a moment.
I think what people have to realize is that they can do quite a bit themselves to take care of their heart.
The first thing is that we have to eat correctly. Exercise is phenomenal. It's the one thing that you have to do.
Walking is always a good place to start.
Decrease stress in your life.
Stop smoking.
And don't forget to learn how to laugh.
The doctors at Penn State Geisinger not only care about your heart, they care about you. So they want you to learn more about keeping your heart healthy for a lifetime.
A happy heart is a healthy heart.
What makes Home State Pennsylvania Growth Fund attractive to you? High return. Home State Pennsylvania's average annual return since inception was 22.51%. And Home State has earned Morningstar's highest rating, achieving the top 10% of equity funds by using what we call the Home State Advantage. Call 1-800-232-OKPA or your broker. That's 1-800-232-OKPA. Get the Home State Advantage. Call today.
Maggie Brown almost died today, but not fighting a fire. Her new doctor prescribed a drug that could have a fatal interaction with the medication she's already on. Rite Aid's Life Check computer caught it instantly, because both prescriptions were filled at Rite Aid. Life is filled with enough risks. Going to the drugstore shouldn't be one of them. No one makes more safety checks than Rite Aid.
If over 200 brokerage firms, mutual fund managers, and financial institutions from around the world advise their customers with the help of investment research from PNC Bank, well then, why not just go into PNC Bank?
Back in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where the Ohio team has a 14-7 lead over Pennsylvania at halftime. I'm Greg Mace together with John Spagnola. John, certainly an interesting first half, not as wide open as we saw last year, but I think much like we expected, these are two very good teams. They've kept it even, and we've seen some interesting plays here to make the score 14-7.
That's right, Greg. I thought Ohio was the better team coming in. They're winning by 7 points. I thought they probably would be leading at halftime. I just didn't expect it to happen the way it did with 9 seconds left before the half.
Well, here are the first half highlights, and the go-to guy made the first touchdown.
That's right, player of the year in Ohio, Derek Combs, from 10 yards out, winds up a very tidy drive, 53-yard drive for Ohio. They go up 7-0 in this game. And then on fourth down, Pennsylvania, who had not converted a first down at all in the first quarter, converts a fourth down play right here. Good pass from Dan Ellis down to all the way down to Delrico Fletcher. A 42-yard reception sets Pennsylvania up on the 1-yard line. LeVar Arrington, then the National Player of the Year, goes in from the 1-yard line, and the game is tied at 7-all. At this point, Pennsylvania was seizing some momentum in the football game. Scores halved with tied with 9 seconds left before halftime. Derek Combs from Andy Keating, 9 seconds left, scores from 56 yards out. That is a backbreaker for Pennsylvania, and Ohio takes the lead 14-7.
All right, let's take a look at some of the halftime statistics here so far. And again, time of possession pretty even, but you can see that total yardage, Ohio is dominated.
Yeah, I think they have a more balanced attack. They're doing it through the air. They're doing it on the ground. 193 yards total to just 86 for Pennsylvania. That won't get it done for Pennsylvania. And I think Ohio can take advantage of this going into the second half.
So our score at halftime is Ohio 14, Pennsylvania 7. Hershey Park is the backdrop as we get set for the second half of the PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic.
No matter where, no matter when, if the fish are biting, you should be fighting. Introducing the Instant Fisherman by Flying Lure. Store it in your glove compartment, backpack, or briefcase. Keep one in your golf bag or under your seat. When you're ready to fish, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And you're fishing. Anyone can cast like the pros. It's lightweight and precision balanced. The Instant Fisherman adjusts with its revolutionary slide rod. Hey, other rods just don't fit in the car. The Instant Fisherman is compact, fits virtually anywhere, out of harm's way. The solid internal gears turn fast, so you'll land your fish before it spits the hook. Order the Instant Fisherman for 2 low payments of $19.95 and receive 12 new flying lures, fishing secrets from the pros, and this convenient tackle pack. This complete offer comes with a money-back guarantee and instruction booklet. Call now.
Call 1-800-781-3399 or send $39.90 plus $8.95 shipping to the address on your screen. For faster delivery, call 1-800-781-3399.
Just a little piece of paper.
But this card from the Boys and Girls Clubs has kept millions of young people off drugs, out of gangs, and in school. Little piece of paper. It's only a little piece of paper. It tells every kid who carries it that someone cares about how they grow up and what they do with their lives. Every day, another 300 kids will join the club. That's 300 kids who will be picking up a membership card instead of a gun or a needle or a knife. It's amazing, isn't it? Even still, there are thousands more children who need our help. You know, too many people feel like they can't make a difference, but I'm telling you this. Put this card in the hands of a child, and you will change that child's life. Do that, and you can change the world. It's up to us. Support a program that works. The Boys and Girls Clubs, the positive place for kids.
That is the Kissing Tower in Hershey Park. It's a great ride, and Hershey Park's a great place to spend some summertime activities. So far, it's been a great place for the Ohio coach, Vern Long, who's standing by with Dennis Owens.
Coach, nothing like a 56-yard touchdown as the gun sounds to give you a nice boost going into halftime.
Well, it was a great play, and we feel very fortunate to get one in like that. It's a good boost for us going into halftime, and because we know it's going to be a tough second half because there's two well-matched teams here, and you know, we've got to play. We've got to continue to play with great intensity because you know, they're playing hard and we're playing hard, and there's a lot of great kids out there, a lot of talent, a lot of things can happen.
And a play like that, that's all coaching, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, our players on the field was one that spotted it. Our quarterback, Andy Keating, and Derek got together, and they're the ones that thought it would go, and they were right.
Thank you very much. Good luck in the second half. Let's go back upstairs.
And there's the guy who scored that touchdown, Derek Combs. He was the Ohio Player of the Year, as we said, and at a Grove City High School. Another guy going to Ohio State. And as we said, all of these players are headed for their respective colleges. This is a great training ground because not a lot of guys get this opportunity to really practice, kind of test yourself before you go off to perhaps a Division I or II school.
That's right. For these high school players, it's all a series of tests. They match against other high school players. Then they go to local or regional all-star games. Then they come here to a statewide all-star game, Pennsylvania against Ohio. And then in a couple of short weeks, they're in training camp now playing against not only people their age, but people a lot older. Then they see where they fit in at the collegiate level. So it's a series of tests, and a guy like Derek Combs has been passing them all along quite easily.
Now, as Dennis pointed out, there's a 9-point rule in this game. If you're trailing by 9 or more, you can elect to receive the kickoff, but differential right now is only 7 points. We should mention that Jack Yo's one of the Pennsylvania assistant coaches, coached by nearby Hempfield, is retiring after 30-plus years of coaching there. He's one of the assistants to Jack McCurry, and is one of the legends of local football around here, coaching in his last game. So congratulations to Jack Yo on a career. That is not Jack. That's Buzz, one of our assistants here. There's a look at the Pennsylvania sidelines. And a lot of guys who are long-time coaches in Pennsylvania certainly consider this an honor, and Jack McCurry is certainly one of those. He won a national championship at his school, was the National Coach of the Year at North Hills, won a national championship in 1987. He's had 15 players in the Big 33 game, and they were one of the great powers out west. And they've had some classic matchups before out of the west.
And he said LeVar Arrington was the best of all of them. The 15th is his best.
And there is Vern Long, who's had just a real fun week. He's certainly all business when it comes to football, but he and his players have enjoyed this week. They're hosted by local families who take them in for the week. As you said, John, they don't get to stay in hotels, which is good for them. They really have a good time and get to enjoy a lot of the sights and sounds of Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's the backdrop for tonight's game.
Yeah, I was talking to Vern Long, too. You know, we talked about the defensive rules, the man-to-man and everything else. I said, you know, you've got to be some picking going on this and that. And he said, I would expect some defender-altering patterns throughout the night. So that was his spin on the whole thing. And I think he had a defensive-altering pattern there right before the half. Derek Combs catching that 56-yard touchdown pass.
A clever football term. Well, there's our attendance for this evening. We heard public address announcer Larry Fox. 15,000 plus, 15,200 plus on hand this evening, and another great crowd. And boy, it's summertime, and you're not really thinking football right now, but there's so many folks who enjoy football. This is just a great football area. Mid-Penn York, Lancaster, Lebanon area. It turns out a lot of great players, and 15,295 showed up here tonight at the Hershey Park Stadium.
Well, you know, not only that, today, of course, is Hall of Fame game in the NFL. The 4 players entering the Hall of Fame. Herb Adderley is the honorary chair this year. Here for the Big 33 game, passed up going out to Canton, Ohio to be here tonight. And he's one of those many players from the Big 33 who has played in Super Bowls. Every Super Bowl has had at least one player from the Big 33 in it. And Herb Adderley, I think it was Super Bowl I and Super Bowl VI was the only player. So we have Herb to thank for keeping that tradition alive, or starting it out and then hanging on by the skin of his teeth there, at least in Super Bowl VI.
He was actually the first player to ever play in a Super Bowl from the Big 33. You're going to hear from Herb Adderley in just a moment. He gave a terrific talk at the banquet last night. Joe Paterno was here, as were many of the Big East coaches, and Tyrone Willingham came all the way in from Stanford. There's Herb Adderley, and you're going to hear from him in just a couple of moments. Herb Adderley, one of the all-time greats, Hall of Famers. Lenny Moore was here last night. This game has really caught on with everybody football-wise throughout the country, and they've all heard the great job that Mickey Minnick and his staff have done with the Big 33 Football Classic. Thank you for joining us tonight on WHTM TV in Harrisburg and throughout the country. We welcome our viewers on Sports Channel Philadelphia, all those who are watching on Sports Channel Ohio, and tonight, welcome those of you in Chicago tonight, Sports Channel Chicago. Here we go with the second half. Greg Mace together with NFL great John Spagnola in the booth with us tonight. And here we go. Ohio will receive the kickoff. This is Suggs. Cross midfield. And Suggs crosses the 40-yard line. Morgan Anderson had to make the stop. You'll hear some of those great alumni: Herb Adderley, Namath, Dorsett, Montana, Kelly Marino, Hostetler, Ricky Waters. Some of the many, many greats. And the first name on the list, Herb Adderley, is standing by with Dennis.
Thanks, Greg. Honorary co-chairman Herb Adderley, and a great player and defensive back and a Hall of Famer, 3 Super Bowl rings. And we were just talking, and it kills you to see a defensive back give up a play like that just before halftime, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's high school, college, or the pros. You're taught to get back as far as you can in some type of prevent defense with just a few seconds left before a quarter's over, or before a halftime, or before the game. If you're leading or if you're tied, so it's really no excuse to get beat on the last play of a halftime like that.
You gave up the Hall of Fame ceremony today to be here with us at the Big 33. This must mean a lot to you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Mickey Minnick, who puts this thing together with a tremendous help. You know, the guy just, when I talked to him, I just felt something, and it felt like I've been knowing him for so years, and I only seen him twice in my life. This is the second time. And I just felt as though if I could get here and show some inspiration to 1 or 2 of these kids that I came from the same background, and that I made it to the pros and through college and studied and got an education, that they could do it too. You know, they could see it live and live in color. The same with Lenny Moore.
As you can see, they made a great choice for honorary co-chairman Herb Adderley. Thanks for being with us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Back upstairs.
Well, Ohio's gotten a couple of plays, and nice stop here on Sean Penny on the second play.
Absolutely. Good play up front. Good defensive stand. 73, Paul Andrusak came through there. You know, he's starting an offensive tackle in this game, so he's playing all over the place tonight. Going off to Akron, Ohio to play.
And Ohio's got a 3rd and 10. They lead 14-7, early third quarter. Zolman under pressure, throws, complete. Chambers got it. And let's see where they spot the football. Right short of the 50-yard line for Chris Chambers.
Hey, Zolman shows his arm strength, getting that ball out under heavy pursuit. Andrusak was after him again. Big 73 coming up the middle there. Zolman gets it out. You got to continue to be impressed with Blomgren, though. Number 9 comes through, makes a big hit. He made a big interception in the first half, and he's kept his intensity and his level of play very high after the break.
Jason Flora will do the punting. Delrico Fletcher is deep for Pennsylvania. He had that one big play to set up the only Pennsylvania touchdown. Nice spiral punt. Deep. Oh, no. Let it go. He didn't do that.
I wonder what Herb Adderley would think about that.
Well, sometimes you think maybe you can do a little bit more than you can. 9:34 left, third quarter. Ohio with a lead. Pennsylvania's got the football.
Arm strength, quickness, agility, and body control. The essential elements of the winning defensive baseball player. And with Coach Emanski's Defensive Drills video, you'll learn the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school. The Defensive Drills video features revolutionary training techniques developed by professional scout and instructor Tom Emanski. Techniques that get results, producing baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams and even a gold medal in international competition. In a recent review, Collegiate Baseball Magazine exclaimed, with Coach Emanski's techniques, the future of baseball is here today. Even top professional players are impressed. Just ask Major League superstar Fred McGriff.
I'm so impressed with the instructional videos by Coach Emanski that I've given them my full endorsement. When you watch them, you'll know why.
The Defensive Drills video is available now for immediate shipping. It makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order, call now, 1-800-888-1610. That's 1-800-888-1610. Call now.
It's time for Bernie Williams to get into the batter's box and face a rock-hard ball coming at him from just 60 feet 6 inches away. Battling sinkers, sliders, curves, knucklers, changeups, forkballs, fastballs, and the occasional brushback. But Bernie doesn't sweat it. Hey, he's got a whole 1/10 of a second to react.
Part of the crowd of more than 15,000 on hand. They've had a lot of great sports here in Hershey over the last few months. It's the home of the American Hockey League champion Hershey Bears. They won the Calder Cup a month or so ago, and they've got a new A-League soccer team in here, the Hershey Wildcats, who have the best record in all of A-League soccer, which is the second best professional soccer league in the country. There's Ellis with time, looking. Complete. Fletcher got the first down again.
You know, Fletcher showed a lot of patience on that play, catching the football, letting a few people fly around him, weaving his way through and getting some extra yardage. He, of course, made the big 4th down catch to set up the only touchdown here by Pennsylvania. But he's really shown a lot of ability in the open field. I'm impressed with his performance so far tonight. Able to weave, you know, bodies are flying around and everything else. He finds a little seam, he uses his speed, and he gets up and gets additional yards.
And it's a first down for Pennsylvania. Strader in motion, top of your screen. Ellis. And the give is to LeVar Arrington, who has not touched the ball all that much, but let's see if they start to go to him a little bit more, John, as you said. Don't get cute. Let's just let him run.
Yeah, especially from that I-back position, single back all the way in the backfield, running that draw play. One thing that really is a statement about Pennsylvania's offense tonight, when their best running play is the draw play, it shows they don't have a lot of power and they're going with a finesse offense, which is what they're trying to do tonight.
Mungro is set behind Ellis this time on 2nd and 7 for Pennsylvania. Ellis rolling under a lot of pressure. Looking downfield, and it's incomplete. Ben Ertlejack was in the area, but Richard Newsom was also there.
Well, that play was designed to go to Arrington, lined up in a wing-back position. He fakes a little block, so he's at the top left corner of the screen. You can barely see him right now, but he doesn't have the speed to get away from the defender. Ohio's up to playing him. They know where he is on every play. They know where he's lining up. They did a great job of taking that away. And as a consequence, it's an incompletion, and Pennsylvania's faced with a 3rd and long.
And they have not converted the plays on 3rd down. They're 0 for 5.
Over. A good way to run an offense.
Well, let's see what happens. 3rd and 7. Ellis looking, overthrown. Delrico Fletcher had it in his hands, and a little too high, a little too tough. 4th down for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think Fletcher should have come down with that football, though. Ellis put it close enough to him, and we've seen Fletcher make a couple of good catches tonight. Yeah, again, that ball right through the hands, not too far over the helmet, and I think Fletcher would like to have that one back.
Well, we've seen Dan Ellison, and we've heard he's got just a great touch on the football, and he's headed down to Virginia. So now Pennsylvania forced a punt. And Mike McMahon is in. Chris Chambers and Terrence Brown will be deep. Getting back on his own 20. Nice spiral. Calling for the fair catches. Chris Chambers, and Ohio gets okay field position. the 32-yard line. They will have the football. They have a 14-7 lead. 8:03 left, third quarter from Hershey.
What makes Home State Pennsylvania Growth Fund attractive to you? High return. Home State Pennsylvania's average annual return since inception was 22.51%. And Home State has earned Morningstar's highest rating, achieving the top 10% of equity funds by using what we call the Home State Advantage. Call 1-800-232-OKPA or your broker. That's 1-800-232-OKPA. Get the Home State Advantage. Call today.
The heart will let you know when things aren't going well.
Pay attention to unusual symptoms.
Dizziness, lightheadedness, palpitations, chest pain.
Indigestion, but indigestion doesn't crescendo and get worse.
Shortness of breath.
If you think you have a problem with your heart, get it checked out.
The doctors at Penn State Geisinger understand the complexities of the human heart. Maybe that's why success rates for our patients are among the best in the nation.
We only have one. If we don't take care of it, nobody will.
Some do's and don'ts you should know about truck performance. Which truck has the most powerful standard engine? Toyota Tacoma 4x4s do. They don't. Which truck outhauls and outtows the others? Tacoma 4x4s do. They don't. Which truck has the lowest projected repair costs? Toyota. And whose truck is rated best in initial quality? Toyota. All of which makes now a good time for you to do something. Toyota trucks. Simply the best.
It's a one-touchdown game. 8:03 left here in the third quarter. Greg Mace, John Spagnola, Dennis Owens live from Hershey, Pennsylvania. The annual PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. Andy Keating, the quarterback, looking downfield for Chambers, trying to reach up, and it's incomplete. Travis Blomgren right in on the play. Well, we talked about a lot of rules in this game, and one guy who is monitoring the rules is a longtime coach here in Pennsylvania. He's with Dennis.
Jim Cantafio, he is on the sidelines making sure these teams pay attention to the rules. What is it you're looking for?
Well, each team has to play a 52 defense. They're not allowed to stunt. They have to play straight man-to-man defense. There's no looping. And offensively, you have to throw the ball 40% of the times. We have 4 people up in the press box. Mike Williams is on the Ohio side. I'm on this side, and we monitor that. And if we see any infractions, we tell the officials. They warn the players. The second time around, they will get a penalty for it.
Jim Cantafio, thank you very much. Let's go back upstairs.
Every player on the Pennsylvania team just tackled Sean Penny.
Yeah, they sure did. He spun off the first would-be tackler, looked upfield and said, oh my goodness, what did I just do? Sean Penny gets the ball out into the flat. He's almost wrapped initially there by Coy Wire. And Greg, you called it. Look at all those blue jerseys waiting for him.
There were 9 guys there. I look back, I saw 2 upfield. There were 9 guys there to make the tackle.
Gang tackling. Defensive coordinators love that.
3rd and 9 for Ohio. Keating looks. Nobody there at all. 4th down for Ohio.
Now Chris Chambers ran a thin post upfield, but Keating threw the ball out into the flat, so another miscommunication here hurts Ohio. Again, that was some of the pattern in the first half. They hurt themselves offensively and stopped some drives.
Well, now we're getting down to a little heat and humidity time. It really hasn't gotten any cooler here in Hershey. It's been a hot, humid evening. Actually, practice-wise, we got a lot of rain in the area. We had some actual kind of fall nights for practice at times, but not this evening. Delrico Fletcher is deep for Pennsylvania. They're down by a touchdown. Moore with a nice punt. See if he lets it drop right into his hands. Surrounded, and he goes nowhere. Ouch.
Delrico, that's another one of those things. Delrico zigzagging. He never moved anywhere. He kept just feinting his shoulders and his head, and that allowed those Ohio players to just bear down him that much more. Watch Delrico Fletcher. He does a good job, though, keeping the ball from going any further. Square in front of the football. A lot of times you see punt returners let that ball bounce for a while. But here's where he got a little trouble. Zig goes, now I'll go here, now I'll go there. Oh, I think I'll just go down.
And he got to say hello to Nathan Bowling, his friend, who made the stop right there. So here we go for Pennsylvania. It's 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And Mike McMahon is back in at quarterback for Pennsylvania. They're in the blue, Ohio in the white this evening. And the give to James Mungro. It's about 3 yards. Milo McGuire made the stop, and we've heard so much about James Mungro. He's headed for Syracuse.
A lot of power inside, low to the ground. Shows some very good running ability in tough territory, right in the middle of the football field there, Mungro does.
So it's 2nd and 3 for Pennsylvania. They trail 14-7. We approach the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Man still in a quarterback. Takes the pitch, gives to Arrington. We'll check it to Victor Strader that time, and he went nowhere.
Yeah, that little counter play hasn't done a whole lot tonight. I know Pennsylvania's lined up Arrington in that position, Strader. They've tried to misdirection a couple of different times, and each time the fake to Arrington does not work. The Strader carrying the football back underneath. Ohio is staying in a disciplined defense. You have to admire the job they're doing defensively tonight. No real breakdowns with the exception of that big 4th down play that set up Pennsylvania's only touchdown.
So it's 3rd and 5 now for Pennsylvania from their own 27-yard line. Man works, throws right to the sideline, right to a coach. Jason Boykin almost jumped in on the interception, but that'll bring up 4th down again for Pennsylvania.
And I'm surprised, again, LeVar Arrington in the game. They want to get him the football as many times as possible. He's in a wing position, and I was under the impression from talking to Jack McCurry that they were going to try to isolate him maybe in a shotgun situation with a linebacker. I haven't seen any of that tonight. I haven't really seen him out in the open where they've tried to just use him one-on-one with the exception of the one play that he ran down and dropped the football on. Got to get the football to him some way, some form, and Pennsylvania's going to get back in this game.
Curry also said, hey, we might even fake it at some point, but I don't think we're at that point of the ball game. Here's McMahon, the punt. Terrence Brown got to look over his head to make that catch, and he's got some running room. Turn the other way. And didn't really pick up much of anything. Ryan Mason in on the stop along with Brett Beach. Well, Ohio up 14-7. They'll get the ball back. 5:11 left here in the 3rd quarter from Hershey.
Hoop It Up, the official 3-on-3 basketball tournament of the NBA, is coming to town. Hoop It Up's an outdoor basketball festival that's fun and competitive for players of all ages and abilities. So whether it's playing in the men's, women's, or kids division, or in the older than dirt, Top Gun, or couch potato brackets, Hoop It Up has a division that's just right for you. Get ready to Hoop It Up.
Hoop It Up returns to Cleveland August 16th and 17th. Pick up your entry form at all Foot Locker and McDonald's locations or call 216-575-6JAM.
Big one is back at #1 Champion Ford. Bigger and better than ever before. Just announced Ford factory rebates of $1,500 on all 97 cars. During the next few days, you can take advantage of historic new car savings of up to $5,100. Brand new 97 Ford cars as low as $59.77 or financing as low as 1.9%. Payments as low as $126 a month. Hurry, it doesn't get much bigger than this. $1,500 Ford factory rebates on all 97 cars. Only at #1 Champion Ford.
The cable option everyone has been waiting for is here. It's called the Pay Bill Advantage. Erie Cablevision's Pay Bill Advantage allows you to automatically pay your monthly Cablevision bill out of your checking account, saving you time and aggravation because you never have to make out a check or mail a payment in again. Pay Bill Advantage is safe and easy and costs just 20 cents a month while it saves you the cost of the stamp or a trip to the office. Watch for this form in your June bill.
Welcome back to the Big 33 Football Classic. Ohio leading Pennsylvania 14-7, and here is the hardware these two teams are working so hard here tonight for. This is the Governor's Trophy. It spent all of last year in Ohio. Pennsylvania certainly would like to bring it back here. The Pennsylvania guys, this is about as close as I will ever get to this trophy, and it kind of feels good in my hand. Let's go back upstairs.
Make sure you give it back now, Dennis.
Don't run off with it. I've had the Calder Cup and some other trophies in your hand. You're just tempted to say, I'd like to take it home for the evening. 1st and 10 for Ohio. And the give is to Brown. And he gets nowhere.
Total yardage, you saw that graphic. Pennsylvania finally over the century mark with 113 yards. And Ohio with 200 before that play. I don't think they added to it at all.
What a pretty clean game so far, considering these guys haven't worked a lot together. Only a couple of penalties. We haven't seen a lot of guys jumping offside or making penalty mistakes so far in this ball game.
No dreaded holding calls.
Right.
Now, one has to wonder whether it's not happening or this is not being called. We'll give the players the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. 2nd and 9 for Ohio. Pitches to Derek Combs. And some running room again. And he's got a first down for Ohio. Dante Coles made the stop.
I think I saw a hanky on the ground there. Just as we mentioned that. You know, the little quick pitch play has worked for Ohio effectively. What Combs does a great job of here is setting it up and then taking it back inside.
John, what did you say about holding?
Oh, I jinxed the Ohio players. Sorry about that, guys. Combs, you get a sense, though, of his speed, his versatility, his good balance getting through there. And not only that, just setting the play up as he went to his left, set his feet, and came back inside over a defense that had overrun him on that play.
Well, there it is, the holding call that we hadn't seen all night.
I had to open my big mouth, didn't I? Ralph crammed at me and my big mouth.
2nd and 19 for Ohio, and Andy Keating will bring them back out of the huddle. Ohio leads 14-7. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic live from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Give us to the first man through. Fumble, and let's see if it was down. I think he was down. Slow to get up. Let's see who that is.
That's Terrence Brown, the ball carrier, I believe.
You're right.
Got hit pretty hard on that play coming through. That's probably why the ball came out. See who makes the initial hit on the play. Little draw play inside. Good play up front. Looks like Andrzejczyk again gets through there. 73, starting on offense, but playing both ways and playing very effectively as a nose. And wrapped up at the end by big 79, Amon McDonald. The ball finally came out after the forward progress, though.
So it's 3rd and 18 for Ohio. Keating rolling, looking under pressure, and he's swarmed under by the Pennsylvania defense. Tony Stewart in on the stop.
Tony Stewart, the pressure off the play action. It's hard to run a play action on 3rd and long when everybody's coming at you. And then everybody gets through. Tony Stewart with the stop. Amon McDonald comes through. Good play by that Pennsylvania defense. Maybe this will ignite this team. They should enjoy some decent field position here.
Florida do the punting again. Fletcher's back deep again. Has to run to his right. Lets it bounce and lets it roll out of bounds. So you're right, John. Pennsylvania will get pretty good field position with 2:23 left here in the third quarter. These, that we have told you, are the best players. They're all seniors. They'll all be going to their respective colleges in just a couple of weeks. There are actually 34 players on this team. It's the Big 33 and 1 kicker.
Is that a slight against kickers, you think? They don't get counted in the Big 33. You know, kickers always kind of get overlooked, don't they?
Well, I think originally the name was Big 33 and they wanted to add one more guy.
Right.
They did that.
Probably, you know, back in the 50s, kickers were usually halfbacks, Paul Horning, you know, guys like that were the kickers on teams. Back, Frank Gifford. There's Mungro, who gets absolutely nowhere as Kyle Caden throws him for a loss. So Pennsylvania trying to get something going here. They've only scored 1 touchdown thanks to 1 big play. And here's another look. Yeah, Kyle Caden's played very well. He's got a lot of speed. He's a versatile football player. Comes through, knifes through, makes that tackle. I'm impressed with his performance so far tonight.
Dan Ellis is the quarterback. There's Kyle Caden. Going to be a Mountaineer in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Don Neely can't wait to get his hands on him.
2nd and 12. Ellis setting up, looking deep, looking long, looking for Fletcher. Overthrew him.
Took some time for that play to develop, but Fletcher definitely was open against Richard Newsom. I had credited Dan Ellis earlier in this football game with not overthrowing an open receiver, Fletcher, downfield. This time he gets a lot of time to set up. You'll see Fletcher flash underneath, and he's definitely got a step or two on Richard Newsom, number 11, but the ball falls to the ground. I'm sure Ellis would like to have that pass back.
Well, he's got a great touch. We just didn't see it there. Here's 3rd and 12 from the 39. Ellis to the air again. Under pressure. Throws out and flat for Coy Wire. And he's going to be short of the first down.
Like Wire did an excellent job, didn't he, initially, shaking off that first defender? The screenplay had some offensive linemen out in front of it. McCoy Wire had to shake off that first Ohio defender. Right there, avoids a hit by Jason Ott, 33, comes through, gets some additional yards, but it's short of the first down. But it looks like Pennsylvania's going to go for it again.
Well, they are 0 of 8 on 3rd down conversions, and there's Coy Wire. Great start of Cedar Cliff High School, which is only about 15-20 minutes from this stadium here in Hershey. Jack McCurry looking on.
See if they run a play or just try and draw him off sides.
Ellis to the air, throws, complete to Fletcher, complete, check it. That is Gilmore. Big John Gilmore picked that one up for a big Pennsylvania first down.
It's Gilmore's 2nd reception this evening. Caught one earlier in this football game, a similar type play, a bootleg that was open earlier. Gilmore off to Penn State, big number 88. And it seems like Pennsylvania does well in 4th down situations. I don't know if they've converted a 3rd down, but they have a couple 4th downs tonight. Not a great way to run an offense, but keeps things exciting anyway.
Put the pressure on him, huh? 37 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 for Pennsylvania. Mungro spins, got a break. James Mungro inside the 10-yard line for Pennsylvania. Milo McGuire finally brought him down.
You know, there were questions about James Mungro, where he played, is he good enough, everything else. I think he's starting to answer those questions tonight. Out of a small school, East Stroudsburg. Boy, he just burst right through the open there, showed terrific balance, strength, power, speed, all the things you want to see in a running back in one play.
Headed to the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, where he will play in the Big East this season. See if they get off one more play. I think they will before the end of the 3rd quarter. Mungro again. Spinning. Touchdown. Is he short or is he in? Oh, I think he's just short. I think he is just short.
I think they're going to call it just short. But that offensive line for Pennsylvania is coming alive. Right over the right side, the center makes a good block, Azolina. And again, Mungro showing low to the ground. You know, it's hard to find those guys, hard to wrap them up, and terrific balance.
Well, he took it in, but he was down, but he got great field position. Pennsylvania is right back in this ball game with a chance to tie it up as we go to the 4th quarter. We're live in Hershey.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Novell Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
I was a little nervous.
Girls, we've got Ellie's father, who's with American Airlines.
The last thing I wanted
Mr. Anderson
was to come across as Ellie's dad. Ellie's dad? The digit head. You know, just talking technology. But they were into this stuff.
I want to go to London.
Everybody planned a trip on our website. And when I brought out the seats,
to put the in-seat monitors into
it
the
was
planes.
great. They were really excited. It's funny. Back at the office, we're always thinking about the future. Today, I got to see it.
Is now the time to get advice on college loans?
At PNC Bank, we say the time couldn't be better. If you need financial aid, our Education Loan Center is devoted solely to helping you. In fact, since 1965, we've helped over 1 million families find the best way to pay for college. So call the Education Loan Center at PNC Bank, because there's no time like the present to prepare for the future.
When you're looking for the best new car, you can get lost in a maze of information where deals go up in smoke and value is just an illusion. But the truth is, Toyotas are rated among the best, like this affordable Corolla with a 29-year history of exceptional value. Over 2 million are still on the road. And if you come in now, you could save hundreds. For the truth about value, see your Toyota dealer.
Greg Mace together with John Spagnola as we start the fourth quarter. Pennsylvania and Ohio, and here's how the third quarter ended, John.
Yeah, James Mungro playing very well. He has 7 rushes for 42 yards in this game. Some back-to-back rushes on his behalf. Sets the football up at the 1-yard line for Pennsylvania. And you can see they're getting back into this game statistically. 171 yards to 196. A very good third quarter for Pennsylvania. And now this game very soon could be tied at 14-all if they push the football in here from the 1.
Second and goal from the 1, and Mungro could be the guy this time again. 14-7, as we said. Ohio has the lead, but Pennsylvania looking to punch it in. Dan Ellis is the quarterback. And he keeps it himself. See if he got in. I don't think so. Quick snap, and he tried to push it home, and it looks like he's still about a half-yard short.
They gave him a touchdown.
Oh, they gave him the touchdown. There you go.
A lot of people in Ohio right now going, oh, geez, we got to get this game played in Ohio next year. Right behind his center, Vince Azzolina. He rides him. Number 63, you can see he snapped early, got the football off, and Ellis darts right to the left side there, right behind his center. And after sorting out a few people, they figured out it was a touchdown for Pennsylvania.
So that pulls Pennsylvania within a point. 7 plays, 59 yards. Only took them 2.5 minutes. And Morgan Anderson on to do the kicking. Snap is up, and it is perfect. So Ohio giving up the touchdown, and Pennsylvania's come back to tie it up. We go downstairs. Dennis Owens with quarterback Dan Ellis.
Earlier, Mr. Ohio scored a touchdown for Ohio. The player of the year in Pennsylvania now scores for Pennsylvania. Obviously a big one. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, it was great. 4th down and 2. John set up with a little delay, and we just got James was running hard, and now we just ran a short quarterback sneak, silent count, and we just got it in.
It helps your job when you have a running back running as well as Mungro is.
He's great. I mean, he is the leading rusher in Pennsylvania history, so I mean, he gets the ball, he's going to get you some positive yards. So it's a great asset having him and all the receivers we got catching the ball, and this offensive line's doing real well.
14-all right now. Give us your thoughts on the end of this game. How's it going to finish up?
I think our defense is really coming on strong. So it's down to the defenses. Whoever plays the best defense is going to win this game. And I think they're getting a little tired, and our defense is starting to pick it up. So it's going to be a good ending.
Thank you very much, and good luck the rest of the way. Let's go back upstairs.
Dan Ellis, 5 of 9 in the air for 108 yards, but this one he puts on the ground.
That old silence count, that's a good play because nobody really moves until they hear sound. He taps his center. Center knows it's a quarterback sneak. He snaps the football. Nobody really moves until they see movement. That gives that quarterback just an added edge there. So good play by Pennsylvania to tie this football game up.
Well, this is the game I think we were looking for. Last year, the score was a little closer than the game actually was in terms of a momentum and who was really pulling away. Ohio won the game 45-36, but it was not that close. And out of the 4 games, we really only had one close one, which was in 1995, and we've got one tonight, and I think that's what everybody wanted to see. Here's the kickoff. It's back to Derek Combs, who's deep. The 20. Got a hole. Nice run by Derek Combs to come up to the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and again, the kicker, Morgan Anderson, had to make his second stop.
You know, all night long, Ohio has had the opportunity to return the football and kickoff returns up the middle. And I question how hard these Pennsylvania players are getting downfield. I mean, you can't allow this to happen time and time again. And I got to wonder how hard these kids are running down covering the kickoff. Your kicker cannot make every tackle for you, that's for sure. Combs, on the other hand, you know, I mean, he's got the speed to break it at any time. But I don't see anybody closing. I don't see anybody finishing and fighting off blocks. And that's been a common occurrence all night on kickoff returns.
Zolman's in at quarterback, and he pitches to Terrence Brown to the near side. Knocked out of bounds just up to about the 45-yard line. Picked him up about 5 yards. Coy Wire made the stop.
Yeah, Wire came over and made the hit. So did Joe McKinney. A quick pitch again, a play that Ohio's been running consistently. Watch 22. Coy Wire come over and make the hit. McKinney finishes him off. Nice to see Terrence Brown up. You know, he was nicked earlier in this football game. It looks like he's fine.
Welcome all of you watching tonight on Channel 27, WHCM in Harrisburg, and across Philadelphia, and Ohio, and Chicago on Sports Channel tonight. Zolman, time, throws, complete to Chambers, to the 40, where he's finally dragged out of bounds. Travis Blomgren right there again, but it's a first down for Ohio, and they're moving.
Blomgren has played that corner position well all night. This time he slips on this play as he drops back. He's down on his knees. You don't even see him in the picture. He finally recovers and comes over and makes the play. So Ohio taking advantage of that situation. Blomgren on the ground. Chambers, a very gifted receiver. You see Blomgren finally recover, get his feet, but not before Chambers did some serious damage.
That was their first down of the second half. The 39, Brown. A little running room off the right side, picks up about 5. Stopped by Willie Knapp. Strader also in on the stop.
Dan Ellis talked about defense. Right now, Pennsylvania's not playing much defense. Ohio, I think, is waking up a little bit. You know, I think they felt like they had this game in hand, even though they only had a 1-touchdown lead. And now I think they got a little talking to by their coach. They seem to be a little bit more serious, playing with a little bit more of a mission on offense.
This game has certainly improved in intensity and in stature in Ohio once they kind of learned what this was all about. Everybody wanted to play in this game. Let's see if they got that first down on that one as Sean Penny took it. Mitchell made the stop, and it looks like they're just about a yard short. Sean Penny's played well tonight.
I think all the backs for Ohio have. And again, when you have good running back position play, you certainly credit the offensive line. Cletus Hawk, David Patton, Jim Massey, Jason Brooks, all doing a fine job. Brown getting worked on. He might be cramps, it looks like.
3rd and 1 for Ohio. The Pennsylvania 30. Give us the Penny. He's got the first down for Ohio. There's a look again, and Tony Stewart made the stop, but they did what they had to do.
Good block, left side. Matt Kuchar, big number 79. To get behind a guy 320 pounds when it's short yardage situation, that always helps you.
See how Ohio has really converted big time on 3rd down.
If you're up over 50% on 3rd down, you're doing well.
Zolman with time, looks, throws, complete to Chambers. Across the 25 up to about the 23. Laban Marsh was right there. So Ohio continues to drive. 9.5 left here in the 4th quarter. Tied at 14 in Ohio in possession, and they are driving for perhaps what could be the go-ahead score.
And this drive is very reminiscent of the very first drive Ohio had to go up 7-0 in this game. Their first drive of the game. A lot of short hitch patterns, some effective running inside, converting 3rd downs with only a yard or 2 to go.
2nd and 4 from the 23. Derek Combs only got a couple on a swarm of Pennsylvania tacklers right there.
One thing about Combs there is he goes into the hole at 6'2", 188. I'd like to see him lower his shoulders a little bit more. He seems to run upright, almost like an Eric Dickerson type runner, but right here, not a whole lot's happening. Put your head down, see what you can get. He's running very straight up to be going right into the line of scrimmage. That won't sit too well at Ohio State, I can tell you that.
So it's another opportunity for Ohio to convert on 3rd down, which they have done so well throughout the evening. 3rd and 2. The Pennsylvania 20. Tied at 14, 8.5 left, just under 8.5 left here in the 4th quarter. Bowman give again. Here's the Penny. Open field, touchdown Ohio. Sean Penny for the touchdown.
Good block inside by Joe Hardings. Penn State fans will know that name. Brother Jeff. The only Ohio player to go to Penn State. Number 77 inside, makes a good block, seals off the backside. And Sean Penny looks backside. All good running backs have that vision. He sees where the hole is and takes it in the end zone. So Ohio again seizes control of this game.
Florida looking for the extra point, and we've got some markers down. That is the first score of this second half, believe it or not. They went 8 plays, 61 yards, just took them over 3.5 minutes to punch it in, and Vern Long says, kick it again. Offside Pennsylvania, they'll go for the 1 point. Earlier had that Ellis touchdown. I stand corrected. Ellis scored the touchdown, of course, to tie the game up. And now Ohio is on the board. And the kick is no good. So that could be a big miss. So we'll take one more look at the score, but the extra point could be the key there. Sean Penny with a touchdown. Ohio leads 20-14 as Pennsylvania gets the ball back.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school with Dynamic Practice Organization, a revolutionary new instructional videotape. Dynamic Practice Organization features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky with his famous building block approach to athletic training. This exciting instructional videotape features the same drills, techniques, and methods that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Dynamic Practice Organization makes any coach look like a genius and organizes offensive and defensive practices that players of all ages and ability levels can't wait to attend. And immensely improves team communication skills and even conditioning. This is the instructional video that's a winner. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-282-5020. The Dynamic Practice Organization teaching video makes a great gift, too. Call now 1-800-282-5020.
We got next.
The Rockers take on the Mercury's Nancy Lieberman-Klein July 31st at 7. Lower bowl tickets starting at just $6 are on sale now.
Back live in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Greg Mace with John Spagnola and Dennis Owens. Ohio's taken a 20-14 lead. 8:10 left here in the fourth quarter. This is the 40th annual PNC Bank Big 33 Football Classic. We're at Hershey Park Stadium. These are the top high school seniors from their respective states who are headed off to college in just a couple of weeks. And John, Pennsylvania's got the ball back, and we'll see if that missed extra point was a key here. Here's James Mungro to receive the kickoff, trying to go up the middle. Gets a little running room and does. Big run by Mungro.
I'll tell you what, he has taken over this football game for Pennsylvania. I mean, there was not a whole lot of help. Again, I think kickoff return. Pennsylvania leaves a lot to be desired tonight. I don't see a wedge blocking anybody. I don't see a lot of hitting going on. Watch this. You don't see anybody really making that much of a block, and somehow he manages to get through and sets up fabulous field position at the 40, almost 46-yard line for Pennsylvania. So Mungro, you know, sometimes great players step up and take over a game. He seems to be the one doing it right now.
Mike McMahon now in at quarterback. Time to throw, looking downfield. Fletcher overthrew him. Well, with the man who scored the last touchdown, Sean Penny, Dennis Owens.
Greg, what's a penny worth? Well, a lot if you're an Ohio fan. He just gave his team the lead. Nice run right up the middle. Tell us what happened.
Well, I always had a rule. Once we got inside the 20, you got to be hungry. So when I got the ball, I just decided I wasn't going to let anyone stop me and just take it home.
After Pennsylvania scored the last time to tie the game, they said they thought you guys were getting tired. I guess that's not the case.
No, fourth quarter is always my quarter.
Back upstairs.
He's headed to Ohio State as well. There's some fighting words right there. McMahon on 2nd and 10. Looking. Arrington had it in his hands and lost it. Mike Klinkscale was a couple of steps away from taking that all the way.
That ball was a tad behind Arrington, and you know, McMahon throws the ball with so much zip. Look at that ball just come out of there. You get a good feel for it. Arrington misjudging the speed of it and doesn't turn his hips all the way around and make that catch. And when you got a guy that can throw BBs like McMahon can, he better catch it cleanly the first time because it's going to clank off your pads. And as a receiver, I can tell you this from personal experience, that's one of the worst sounds in the world. And I heard it a lot.
You didn't hear it that much.
Well, either the clank off my pads or the clank of people hitting me afterwards.
3rd and 10. Pennsylvania's not done well on 3rd down conversions tonight. Well, they did that time. They did that time.
They put the excitement in the 3rd down play, don't they?
Victor Strader with a great catch.
That play was there by design. Strader came out of his break and he was wide open, but he made this catch a lot more difficult than it could have been. But I think at this point, 1 for 9, Pennsylvania will take it. Their first 3rd down conversion in this football game.
7.5 left, 4th quarter. Pennsylvania down by a touchdown, less an extra point. They're down by 6. Driving into Ohio territory. Mungro. James Mungro with another great run inside the 10 and another 1st and goal for Pennsylvania.
And I see one of his linemen, Paul Ondrasek, running downfield. I think Ondrasek is having himself a whale of a game. Number 73 inside, good blocking downfield. You saw Ondrasek make that play as the left guard. He's played offense and defense tonight, and James Mungro bursting through the middle. See big 73 seal off that left side. Mungro takes off up the middle, shows pretty good speed. Some people had angles on him, and he was almost able to escape their angles and get into the end zone.
1st and goal. Mungro again. Go back at 5. Well, of course, we heard so much about Arrington, but boy, Mungro, who rushed for more than, this is not a misprint, not a misspoken, more than 8,000 yards in his career. The highest yardage total in state history.
He got 8 rushes for 75 yards tonight. So he's adding to that total. And I think the Syracuse coaches are very happy. Paul Pasqualoni was here last year. I'm sure they'll be real pleased to watch him on Sports Channel and see the kind of player they're going to be getting in a few short weeks.
Mungro again in the backfield. He's got the football again. And he's wrapped up. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Salem Simon coming in there from the outside. Mungro, you know, escaped that first tackler, but Simon, a very good player, a player that Pennsylvania was very worried about tonight. No, he doesn't let Mungro get loose. He said, you can run up the middle, but you're not running outside on me.
John, it's a shame a lot of these coaches aren't able to see some of these guys play here.
Yeah, the idiocy of the NCAA. We have all sorts of college coaches. Tyrone Willingham comes cross-country last night, but they're not allowed to go to the game. NCAA rules prohibit it. Makes a lot of sense.
3rd and 9. Time, looking, throwing, complete. Strader with a nice catch inside the 5. But it'll bring up 4th down.
And I would assume 4 minutes, 50-some seconds left. Clock is going down under the 4:50 mark. At this point, Jack McCurry's not sure if he's going to get the football back. He's got to go for it on 4th down. Might be a good time to call a timeout and regroup a little bit offensively, though.
Well, the crowd is up on their feet now. And this is the kind of football we wanted to see. Crowd is fired up. 4.5 minutes left. Biggest play of the football game. Coy Wire in the backfield. To the air.
Big play.
Throws. Intercepted. And he's down.
Bad throw. Bad throw by McMahon. The play was there early. It was a pick play. Defender altering pattern, as Vern Long would call it. And that ball was thrown behind the intended receiver, Ben Jack, and unfortunately, Pennsylvania does not score. Ohio, see that ball's behind him, and that's the reason it doesn't work.
Richard Newsom with a big interception. 4 minutes left in the game.
Maggie Brown almost died today, but not fighting a fire. Her new doctor prescribed a drug that could have a fatal interaction with the medication she's already on. Rite Aid's LifeCheck computer caught it instantly, because both prescriptions were filled at Rite Aid. Life is filled with enough risks. Going to the drugstore shouldn't be one of them. No one makes more safety checks than Rite Aid.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Nobel Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
I think what people have to realize is that they can do quite a bit themselves to take care of their heart.
The first thing is that we have to eat correctly.
Exercise is phenomenal. It's the one thing that you have to do.
Walking is always a good place to start.
Decrease stress in your life.
Stop smoking.
And don't forget to learn how to laugh.
The doctors at Penn State Geisinger not only care about your heart, they care about you. So they want you to learn more about keeping your heart healthy for a lifetime.
A happy heart is a healthy heart.
Big interception by Richard Newsom here, John.
Yeah, Newsom makes the play. He was out of position. It was really by design. But McMahon's got to get that ball out in front of Andrzejczyk, the intended receiver. See how far behind him it is? And Newsom was able to undercut him. Newsom, again, thinking he's in the NFL. He could go down. Had he been in the NFL, he'd be in the end zone. There'd be another 7 points for Ohio.
Headed from Michigan State, another Big Ten player. But now Pennsylvania's got to get these guys 3 and out. 4:09 left, and Pennsylvania trails by 6. Combs breaks it. Derek Combs to the 40, cross midfield. And Blomgren finally knocked him out of bounds. Another big run by Derek Combs.
Boy, can he play or not? I mean, or what? That does remind you of Dickerson, doesn't he? That smoothness. The ability to almost run in 3rd gear and then finally see the opening and explode. I mean, when you can accelerate as a big man and go to full speed within a step or two, you've got some talent. And that man has talent.
Well, we'll be seeing him for the next 4 years. He's got a touchdown, 6 carries, 72 yards, another first down for Ohio. Cross midfield. Ohio just trying to keep control of the ball, and they do. It's Combs again. Andrzejczyk on the stop. 3:48. The clock is rolling, and Jack McCurry says, hey, we got to stop him. We got to stop him right here. 2nd and 6 from the Pennsylvania 33. So perhaps that missed extra point isn't going to be as big as we thought it would be if Ohio can punch it in here one more time.
Pennsylvania does have all 3 timeouts left, so they'll be able to stop the clock here at some point, but clearly they're getting close to a desperate situation.
2nd and 6 for Ohio. Penny and Combs are in the backfield. It's Sean Penny. Picks up a couple of yards going the right side. Willie Knapp in on the stop out of North Allegheny, headed to the University of Rhode Island. A lot of variety in the number of schools that these guys are going to next year. Pennsylvania has 34 players going to 20 different colleges, and Ohio has players going to 19 different colleges.
Let's go, D! Big 3rd down situation here for both teams. If Ohio doesn't convert, I'm wondering if Vern Long would go for a field goal. This field goal kicker Flores a 51-yarder. It's his career high. Then you risk getting it blocked and all sorts of other things. So we'll see what happens.
Penny. Oh, he's got the first down and then some. Big first down play by Sean Penny.
So much for that decision. Cleotis Hawk, big center in there, making another good block, number 66. Right up the middle. Good surge. Look at him keep his feet moving, keep that pile moving for his running back. I've been very impressed with the play of the offensive line tonight.
And Ohio's put together 171 yards on the ground tonight as we approach the 2-minute mark. Fourth quarter, Big 33 football classic, Hershey, Pennsylvania. You can see the edge for Ohio there in the rushing yards. Combs, and he got maybe a half a yard. But right now, Ohio's just eating up some clock time. And Drusick made the stop, and we're approaching a minute and a half, and now Pennsylvania will start to take some timeouts. Well, Pennsylvania's got to stop them, obviously, on the next two plays. If they don't, Ohio can put it away. Minute 48 left, fourth quarter.
The University of Cincinnati, nestled in the hills of southwest Ohio, is now accepting registration for an intense 6-week crash course. Participants can spend Saturdays at the mall. Class size is limited to 35,000, so hurry and get your tickets before the line forms.
You see Bearcat football, you gotta see it. Call 556-CATS and order your season tickets now.
A log cabin on the lake. Just
It's the biggest event Erie, Pennsylvania has ever seen. Hallman Chevrolet Geo is offering 3.9% financing for 60 months on over 300 new Chevy cars, trucks, and vans. Cavaliers, Luminas, Monte Carlos, Camaros, Metros, Prisms, conversion vans, 3-door venture vans, 2- and 4-wheel drive S pickups, trackers, and Astro vans. All with unheard of 3.9% financing for 60 months. This may never happen again. Don't miss your chance to save like never before at Hallman Chevrolet Geo, because nobody outsells Mr. Big Volume.
Pull it over, pal, because the road is ours all summer long. Take a rock and roll road trip across America on VH1's Route 97. We're all over the map, cruising for stars and counting down your favorite music from the rockin'est spots in the US of A. This summer, take the one way to great music. VH1's Route 97, weekdays on VH1.
To the Big 33, where Ohio leads Pennsylvania in the late moments, 20-14. We were told coming into this game to watch out for number 11 on Pennsylvania's team, that's LeVar Arrington, but number 11 on Ohio's team. Richard Hamilton may have come up with the big play, with the big interception, stopping a Pennsylvania drive.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God, because I prayed this whole game. I prayed before the game, and I asked the Lord to help me to make a big play in this game, and He allowed me to do it, and I figured that as a blessing. And second of all, I'd like to thank all my coaches back at home, Fostoria, especially Coach Grind, for teaching me how to break on the ball. And so I'm just glad I can represent my city of Fostoria.
I think that smile tells it all. Let's go back upstairs.
Giving credit to his coaches, and there's so many great high school coaches who have taught these guys well through the years, and it pays off come this time. 1:48 left. 2nd and 9 for Ohio, and they convert another one here, and they may be able to put it away. Coleman will go to the air. Swarmed. They stopped by Carlos Daniels all over it. Big play for Pennsylvania, but they got to stop him right here, obviously.
Well, you're right, though, about the high school coaching system in Pennsylvania and across the country, for that matter. You know, for every Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden, you've got your Vern Longs and your Jack McCurrys, and so many great high school coaches who stay at the same schools year in and year out and produce great players.
And the pressure just continues on these guys. I mean, this is, you know, they get into August, September. I mean, they're in the office 18 hours a day watching tape, and it's a strain on their family. And so many of these guys have just stuck with it for many, many years. And hats off to all the coaches. There's a lot of great coaches associations in both of these states.
Ohio coaches Brian Cross, Tom Fasco, Tom Narducci, Jake Osofsky. I mean, all those guys did a great job, not only in this game, but throughout the year and throughout the years for their respective schools.
Ed Christian, Gary Cathy, Rod Rudler, and as we said, Jack Yo out of Hempfield, the assistants on Pennsylvania side. Jack McCurry in his 20th year, going into his 20th year as coach at North Hills. There's Vern Long. going to be happy. This could be the second straight year that Ohio takes this, and for a game that Ohio players didn't know a whole lot about when they started this series. I know these guys have been very pumped up and very excited to represent their state. Great rivalry, not only between, of course, high school sports in these two states, but professional sports as well over the years. It just kind of carries over, and a lot of this will carry over to the Ohio State-Penn State game again this year, which this year is in State College. 3rd and 17 for Ohio. Third downs, of course, have been a real big key in this game, and there you see the 3rd down conversion. Pennsylvania, as you said, John, has done better on 4th down.
Yeah, they sure.
Well, this is not over yet. They're taking their time here, and we've seen crazier things happen. This is far from over. We've got 1:32 left, and even though Ohio has a 6-point lead, they've got to convert this 3rd down here. Zolman with time, looking, throwing. Dante Colzer's right there to knock it away. So it's 4th down. What do you do?
Interesting play in that it stops the clock and allows Pennsylvania now, with 1:29 left, to get possession of the football with the change of possession on 4th down. So you got to wonder, a little bit about the call, trying to hit a home run and finish the football game, but didn't work out for Ohio, and as a result of that, now the clock is stopped, and that certainly helps Pennsylvania's cause.
Well, Jason Flora, it looks like maybe into attempt this field goal. 47 yards. He's hit one from 51 in his high school career. So Jason Flora will get a chance to shine.
Should be a low trajectory, though, if a long kick like this.
On its way. No good. So Pennsylvania will get the ball back with 1:24 left. Well, we gave it a shot.
Usually with the longer field goals, if a kicker's going to miss it, they're going to miss it left because they have to hook the ball to make it go farther. And that's what happened in that case for Jason Flora, but he gave it a very good kick, gave it every opportunity. Certainly had enough leg to get it over, just pulled a little bit left.
He's done a nice job of punting and kicking tonight.
That's a nice job. Vern Long's his coach. Says, hey, let me give my player from my high school a chance to put this game out of reach. I like that.
So now we've got 1:24, and Pennsylvania has a chance to win this football game. They'll go with Dan Ellis at quarterback. They've got a long way to go, though. Ellis will go to the air on the first play. Looking, throwing, complete. Victor Schrader, no, they said no. Well, at first they said yes, then they said no. And Victor Schrader is upset, and so is Pennsylvania.
Well, the head linesman called it complete. The side judge came back from behind. Let's see if that ball does hit the ground. Yeah. But he still had control of it, but the ball did hit the ground, and that was an accurate call by the side judge.
So it's 2nd and 10. Pennsylvania has 80 yards to go to tie it up and possibly take the lead and win it. 1:15 left.
Ready, team! Ready, team!
Ellis throws out in the flat. Mungro. Marker down as he crosses the 30-yard line. But we have a penalty marker back upfield. Kyle Caden made the stop.
Wonder if there was a lineman downfield too soon. The flag came from all the way across the field. He puts his hand on his head. That's what it is, and that's unfortunate for Pennsylvania. Mungro with a good cutback on that play. Had some running room, had enough for the 1st down. Pennsylvania now has made 2 mistakes here on the first 2 plays on a desperation drive. Well, I don't know. I didn't see any linemen downfield. That's kind of an interesting call because once that ball's let go, they're allowed to go downfield. And it seemed like they were all pass protecting and behind the line of scrimmage when the ball was released. In college, at least, the rule is if you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive lineman can go downfield and engage a blocker. So that was a last-minute call and somewhat questionable.
Only the 3rd penalty of the football game, and the clock rolls as we approach a minute to go. Pennsylvania trails 20-14. They've got the football, and they've got to move it down in a hurry. Well, they're jumped.
Uh-oh. That's jumping off sides and very close to unnecessary roughness.
Jason Brooks jumped off big time.
So the flags didn't come out early, but they're coming out often here at the end, aren't they?
They moved Jason Brooks, who had been playing offense part of this game. He was originally one of the offensive starters and then comes in here to try to shut Pennsylvania down, and he jumped. So now 49 seconds left, and Pennsylvania will take advantage of the penalty, although not moving as far as they moved back that time. 2nd and 10, 49 seconds left. Pennsylvania trails by 6. Ellis looking, throwing. Gilmore.
Wow. Wow. They said Ellis could put the ball on the money, on the spot. That was not a very, very open pass pattern there. That was a great play.
John Gilmore.
3 very impressive receptions tonight by Gilmore, all running across the field.
All right, clock rolling. Great finish. Now they'll work out of the shotgun. 35 seconds left. Ellis looks, throws, complete. Ben Erteljack, another first down for Pennsylvania.
Erteljack was the intended receiver on the play, picked off by Richard Newsom in the end zone. Erteljack just ran a simple out inside, ran to the open side of the field. Look at that touch by Ellis. Boy, in between 2 defenders to Gilmore, that's a pretty pass.
Well, this is clearly the best finish we've ever had in this series. 26 seconds left. Pennsylvania down by 6 out of the shotgun again. Here comes Arrington to the bottom of your screen. Ellis with time, looking. Mungro trying to break free. Only got up to the 30. Clock is still rolling, and now Pennsylvania calls timeout. Jason Ott made the stop. 16 seconds left.
I think that's a wise timeout. If they try and get up to the line of scrimmage and throw the ball out, they're going to lose probably another 10 seconds.
That was their last timeout.
Good tackle by Jason Ott, wasn't it? Holding on to Mungro. Mungro has the ability to scamper, gets the ball here. You know, good concentration by Mungro. But Ott does an excellent job of holding on and bringing Mungro down.
You go for 2 plays in the end zone or 1 to the side and then into the end zone?
I think they have time enough for 3 plays. I think they can get the first down or pick up some yardage, maybe to the 20 or to the 15-yard line. Use a play to use 5 seconds or so. Get down to about that 10-second mark, 9-second mark, and then you have 2 plays to go in the end zone. So I think if you try to throw the football in the end zone right now, you might wind up with just 2 plays. I think if they try to get the first down, pick up 10, 15 yards, they could perhaps have at least 3 plays left in this game and then 2 more opportune plays to get into the end zone.
Fletcher, Arrington, Erteljack, all into the game. Shotgun again for Ellis, and a marker's down, and it looks like they drew Ohio. Ellis was clapping his hands.
Yeah, I think they get 5 yards on a hard count.
Illegal substitution, 12 men. 5.
There's the sign for Bob Newberry, and big break, another break for Pennsylvania. Second and 2, but that's really not what they're concerned about now. Ball at the 26-yard line. Mungro is standing right next to Ellis. Out of the shotgun again. Pennsylvania down by 6. Ellis with time, looking deep, throwing for Arrington. Penalty marker is down, though. It looks like Tim Cheatonwood may be called for interference.
Well, if you thought Vern Long was beside himself after that last penalty, he might really jump up and down on this one. Cheatonwood bumps Arrington. I don't know how severe the bump was. Cheatonwood does not seem to be complaining that much. But we'll see Arrington coming across the middle there. And there's a little bit of bump, but yeah, it looks like Cheatonwood's looking for the football. and did not intentionally try and disrupt Arrington on his way to the football, and the ball was overthrown. I'm not so sure about that call.
Well, that was a tough one. 10 seconds left.
Cheatwood did not offer much resistance, though. For a guy just had a penalty thrown against him. He really did not complain that much.
A little push at the waist. A little push at the waist from the 13-yard line now. Time for 2 plays at least.
Fade patterns. Some down the middle to Arrington. Gilmore, perhaps across the middle. See what happens.
Ellis time throwing. Arrington. See where they spot it. Close. At the 1. At the 1.
Arrington lined up at the wing position. Ran an out pattern. Again, you got to be impressed with Ellis's accuracy. See where that football is relative. I think he extended it over the pylon after he was pushed out of bounds. And this thing is very close, and we're coming down to the last play of the game here.
6 seconds left. Pennsylvania's down by 6. They convert. The extra point could win it. Ellis with Munro behind him. Ellis on the keeper. He's in. Dan Ellis has tied it at 20. Now the extra point to win it.
Dan Ellis, no stranger to pressure games. His team won the state championship in 4A football. Teammate Aaron Harris is now at Penn State. Very impressive drive by Pennsylvania. Again, keep in mind, on 3rd and 4th down, Ohio threw the football and then tried a field goal. And that, I think, kept some extra ticks of the clock on the scoreboard for Pennsylvania in this drive. And, of course, the big play, I think, is the penalty against Cheatwood that allows Pennsylvania to get some good field position. They played Arrington, and here they are with a position to win this football game with 3 seconds left on an extra point.
Morgan Anderson. He is headed for Slippery Rock. He will remember this moment for the rest of his life. That shot tells it all. Pennsylvania takes the lead with 3 seconds left. Well, we told you to hang on, and if you did, we're happy you stayed with us. What a great finish for Pennsylvania.
Boy, it sure is. They're excited out on the field. Some very upset players, and unlike the Buffalo Bills and Scott Norwood's field goal, a little different sideline, wasn't it?
Still got the kickoff to go. We've seen game breakers before. And now Ohio gets one last shot. They're going to have to take it back. Well, stay with us. We'll be down on the sidelines for the presentation of the trophy and talk with some of the key players and the coaches in this game. Dennis Owens will be with us, so stay with us here on WHTM and Sports Channel. Well, you can see the dejection on the faces of the Ohio players. They have nothing, though, to be ashamed of. I mean, they just played a great, great game tonight.
No, absolutely, but you get you had the sense, or at least I did to some extent, that they let Pennsylvania hang around tonight. I think they had some opportunities to close this football game out. Didn't quite do it. Pennsylvania, to their credit, hung in there, and they're able to pull this game out with 3 seconds left in the game. Of course, we still do have a quick kickoff to go. And I'll tell you what, Ohio's had some good kickoff returns tonight.
Well, they're going to put their 2 best guys back there, Combs and Chambers. And Morgan Anderson, who just kicked what could be the game-winning extra point, will kick this one off.
And let's get the Stanford band out here while we're at it, don't you think?
That's right.
Let's see if they worked on that old lateral play.
Now the big 33 band is back in their place. I don't think they're going to come out onto the field on this one. Here we go, 3 seconds left, and Ohio's got to take it all the way back. Little squibbler. Holmes will pick it up off his leg. Not going to have much more to go. And and Derek Combs is stopped, and that is it. What a finish for Pennsylvania. Look at Jack McCurry.
You know, you see the expressions of the players' faces, Greg, and, you know, it may just be an all-star game, and it may not mean a whole lot, but to these guys, believe me, they put it all on the line tonight, and I think they all should be proud of the way they played this football game and the way they represented themselves, their high schools, and I think they're all going to do quite well in their careers beyond high school.
Well, it was a great finish. It was the kind of finish that we expected for this game. We've really only had before this one real close, competitive, super competitive game before this, and now two teams that showed themselves proud tonight, and here's the game winner.
Dan Ellis, you know, initially he was stuffed on that play. He got a block from Josh Mitchell, 75, but initially Azzolina was pretty stuffed up the center, and he was able to just spin around and score. That was kind of a gutsy call, too, when you think about it, because you had a situation where if he gets stopped, the game's over. You know, they could have thrown the ball and stolen another play.
Well, Dan Ellis scoring 2 touchdowns. They were the 2 biggest of certainly his career. We'll be back with a trophy presentation. Dennis Owens talks with some of the big players of this game. Stay with us. Pennsylvania wins it by 1.
There are a million reasons why technology makes organizations more successful, but it requires only 7 steps to make success happen with KnowledgeSoft. We can help set your objectives, assess what you have in place today, develop a success plan using project management, deploy a customized solution, train people to use the new solution, support people as they work, and benchmark your solution against others. KnowledgeSoft, your single source for a universal solution. KnowledgeSoft, a Nobel Authorized Education Center, is a proud sponsor of the Big 33.
These are some of the people responsible for making PNC Bank forms simpler, for giving answers round the clock, and for bringing world-class investment services to your neighborhood. And yet not one of them works for us. We work for them. They're PNC Bank customers, and every year we ask over 270,000 how we can do our jobs better. And we listen to what they have to say.
That's why they're my bank.
Something scaring the other car makers. It's been called one of the finest family cars in the world. Its destiny is to become the best-selling. It's the redesigned 1997 Toyota Camry. With more power and more room than Accord, more legroom and headroom than Taurus, more safety features and more models with standard anti-lock brakes than either Accord or